At 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
There are trucks, then there's the truck. GMC Sierra, with available features like the V8 engine, the ultimate luxury interior, and of course, the available world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra, not just any truck, the truck. GMC's continued commitment to professional-grade engineering is on full display at your Bayou GMC dealer. Come take a test drive today and see for yourself. We are professional-grade GMC.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text KETTLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text KETTLE to 321-321. That's KETTLE to 321-321.
Did you know most homes don't have adequate insulation? This means higher electricity bills. Capital City Comfort can come and inspect your home for any spots that need extra insulation. Get ready for Louisiana summers with Capital City Comfort. Online at capitalcitycomfort-br.com.
Did you know there's a Brock on every block? With 10 locations to serve you in Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Walker, Hammond, Zachary, and Bruley, home to 38 top physicians, finding the right care is easy. Learn more at brortho.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, March 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 76. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap the first day of NFL free agency, and we'll discuss the latest with LSU athletics. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the University Club, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. OTB here on this Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. Shout out. And happy birthday to my little brother. That's right, Boder, Bex, Roder. Officially his birthday today. How old am I now?
You're 35.
I'm 35 now, right? Not 36? Okay. So happy 32nd birthday to little bro, dude. We are out here at U
Seems
Club.
like you had your Jesus year, like, just the other day.
Yeah.
Long time ago now.
I miss it. Yeah. He's now 1 year away. Count down the Jesus year, let it begin. But we're out here at U Club once again. We are here for the Gerald Furr Memorial Golf Classic. Of course, this is hosted by the University Lab School Foundation. It's held in memory of retired Lab basketball coach Gerald Furr, and it benefits U High Athletics. So funds raised benefit the U High athletic and Spear programs and have been used to purchase sponsors such as the new scoreboard, the Cub Complex, an athletic training trailer, team travel and equipment needs, and turf field renovations. So y'all get it, right? This supports U High and everything they do. And so I got a lot of sponsors. We'll kind of thank some throughout the show. Shout out to Hollingsworth Richards Ford, presenting sponsor, Bloomberg and Associates, Hayes, Breard Financial Group, and Uncle Earl's. A little more advertising.
Hey, say Earl's. Say fellas.
Jake, what's going on, man? How you feeling this morning?
Feeling good. I thought it was going to be much colder out here. It's not, so that's always good news. It's still dark. We'll talk about that later. And NFL free agency was a buzzing yesterday.
Yeah.
There was no question about that. A lot of different thoughts to get to, and the NFC South got better yesterday.
Free agency was popping off, and so we'll go ahead and dive in. I myself ended up getting got a little bit by daylight savings time today. Woke up at 6:30. Never a good feeling. So today's going to be a very fun, improvisational sort of affair.
I don't know. You made it here on time.
Real dreams.
The 7 o'clock radio show starts at 7 o'clock, and you were here.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You know?
true. That's true. Just maybe not in the manner that I normally like to be. All right. Where'd all my text messages go? Jake, okay, so I guess we'll just start with maybe the biggest free agent news to Saints fans, which is that the Atlanta Falcons have indeed found their quarterback. And we talked about this last week, I believe, and a couple other times that there's going to be more. There's more and more smoke that the Atlanta Falcons were going to go after Kirk Cousins to be the quarterback of their future. And it is now official. It is a deal. Doesn't it read 4 years, 180, $100 million guaranteed?
I think 90-something guaranteed, but I mean, it's right there at 100.
But essentially, it's what it is. It's a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's a 2-year deal, but still right at $100 million guaranteed. So Kirk O'Chains continues to stack cash in a way that very few have in their NFL career. He has made a masterclass of leveraging the fact that he's better than like 85% of guys, right? And then using that leverage of teams who just desperately need an upgrade, like the Falcons, who have weapons, who have a new regime here, and who really need some success this year to get the fans back on board, leveraging these teams' desperation into really highly guaranteed contracts. Remember, he bet on himself, played twice under the franchise tag in Washington. He then hit the open market. He goes to Minnesota, but in those negotiations, he got rid of some of the top dollar to get a fully guaranteed contract, and now here he is once again, another $100 million guaranteed for Kirk O'Chains.
I think this makes the Falcons immediately better. Y'all know how I feel about Kirk Cousins. I think he's highly underrated. I think he's undervalued, underappreciated. Now, it is good to know that a team like the Falcons realizes how close they are. And I think it was Hunt yesterday, say that it was like when Derek Carr signed with the Saints. You got a veteran team. You think he's a missing piece. You think you can put him over the top. Hunt, these two quarterbacks aren't in the same category, in my opinion. I think Kirk Cousins immediately makes you better. I think you can count on him making you better more than the Saints could with Derek Carr. Did I even think Derek Carr would be better than he was? Yes, although I wasn't a big fan of the signing. Kirk Cousins is somebody that his last fully healthy season, he throws for 4,500 yards, and he throws for 29 touchdowns. The year before that, 33. The year before that, 35. And so even last year, T-Bob, in a shortened season, he still was efficient. He had 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and was on pace to have his highest completion percentage of his career.
So if we want to dive straight into the Kirk Carr thing, though, are those numbers that dissimilar from Derek Carr's numbers? And at the end of the day,
you're not going to convince me.
I'm not trying to convince you, but I'm saying, but let's also no. I don't think Carr's a better quarterback, but let's not like blow up Kirk too much. I mean, also the problem with Kirk is he doesn't win in the biggest moments consistently, right? Now he did beat the Saints in the Superdome in a playoff game, which I'm sure everyone remembers. But like Kirk hasn't been like they had a good team in Minnesota. They scored number 1 in all the NFLPA stuff, or number 2. It was them or the Dolphins. I can't remember. I know that those two were ahead of everybody, though. Like, Kevin O'Connell was well-liked. You had Justin Jefferson. You had a lot of weapons. I think it makes the Falcons better. But I would still probably – I think I would pick the Falcons to win the NFC South maybe with that move. I mean, the Saints sitting here, we have like the oldest defense in the league. You've still got Derek Carr. You got new coaches. You got Dennis Allen, and you have a locker room that appears to be split in a lot of ways. So I'm not saying this is a boon to the Saints. All I'm saying is, yes, this makes the Falcons better, but I don't know. Like, Kirk still has to prove that he can be someone who can get it done in the biggest moments. He's been a good regular season quarterback, and that's what Derek Carr was. Derek Carr just isn't as good of a regular season quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know, and I think that it makes them a situation where neither of these teams is like ready probably for like the biggest moments in the postseason, because I'm not sure that they can get there. So the regular season is kind of what I'm grading it off of, and this makes the Falcons a better regular season team. And you start to go guy for guy, position by position, and signing Kirk Cousins makes this a completely different story in the offseason, I think, of who's the best, most talented team in the NFC South.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think the Saints are probably closing in on most talent anyway. They got too many problems and they're too old. And again, I don't think anybody has any faith in Dennis Allen, whereas Raheem Morris, you can say, oh, well, why do you have faith in him? Well, if nothing else, he's new. And this represents a second opportunity for a guy that had that one really good year in Tampa before it kind of fell apart, but he's grinded back to get this opportunity. But even Raheem Morris, even though it's fell apart, this second chance for actually, now that we're talking about it, I guess it is Dennis Allen's second chance too. But Raheem Morris's first chance wasn't as bad as Dennis Allen's. He at least did have that 10-6 year in Tampa, and it looked like he was going to be the next big thing. So actually, the parallels are kind of fascinating, but I would agree with you that in many ways they resemble one another. Maybe the Falcons are just a little more so, a little younger. Maybe with Bijan Rob. I mean, how do you make sense of this? The Falcons' weapons, because Bijan Robinson seems awesome and made some real crazy highlight level plays last year. Why wouldn't they play him? Kyle Pitts is a physical freak. So I'm deadlifting, what was it, like 600 or something, just repping it out the other day like it was nothing. And we all know what he was in college. But why is Kyle Pitts not produced? Like, what has gone so wrong in Atlanta that you have? And it's not that the quarterback wouldn't give him the ball. Like, Arthur Smith wasn't playing them. Right. And Arthur Smith supposedly knows offense. I mean, the Steelers. How about the Steelers? The Steelers are hilarious. They go, give me Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson. Let's go.
To follow up Matt Canada.
I mean, it's unreal how I'd be feeling if I was a Steelers fan right now. But yeah, I guess how do you make sense of the Bijan Robinson and kind of Kyle Pitts conundrum?
So Kyle Pitts, I don't know. I think Kyle Pitts is somebody that is a unique football player. He's not an F, he's not a Y, and I don't know that anybody could define what he is. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be to his detriment. So they got to figure Kyle Pitts out without question. Bijan Robinson, I think it was bad coaching. You have a weapon. You have somebody that showed you he has a certain skill set, and you never played to that skill set. Drake London actually did produce.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the numbers to go along with it. So it's a very young core that has really good young offensive players, and now they have their veteran quarterback to be able to go out there and lead those guys, right? And, look, Kirk Cousins has also shown in his career he'll find the superstar. Right, he realizes the talent that he has on the field. He is going to get that player the ball. And so the Falcons right now, they have a lot of young offensive weapons. They got to get more out of Kyle Pitts. They got to get more out of Bijan Robinson. Drake London just has to continue to get better. But those are three players that if they get them figured out, they will scare you, and they can change a game. And so that's why you move on from Arthur Smith. You had this young talent. You didn't feel like he was getting any value out of his players, certainly not to what their standard could be. Because, like, for two of those players, we saw it. Like, we haven't seen it really from Kyle Pitts, but we've seen it from Bijan Robinson and Drake London. So you feel like this is the missing piece, and that's why on the first day, the opening day, you pay Kirk Cousins what you did.
Now I feel more strongly than ever that the Saints need to draft Brock Bowers and just complete the comparisons that are the Saints and the Falcons right now, right? You'd have Drake London versus Chris Olave. Alvin Kamara versus Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts versus Brock Bowers, Raheem Morris versus Dennis Allen. You have Ryan Williams, who brought over a lot of old Saints players to be the DC. I mean, again, it feels like they're made in some of the same ways, only the Falcons are younger, and so maybe have more potential upside. Oh, and then you have Cousins versus Carr, which I do think is deeply funny that the Saints-Falcons rivalry, like I said, it's one of the best in terms of its makeup, in terms of how even it is, in terms of how much the fans hate each other. But it is one of the worst rivalries in all of professional sports in terms of the franchise histories and how good or mainly bad they have been for much of those histories. And so what is the wet noodle slap fight that is this rivalry deserve? A Cousins versus Carr chapter. A Dennis Allen versus Raheem Morris chapter. And here we are. Let's go, dude. Secret benefit to all of this, and shout out Evan Sachs. It was his tweet. I'm sure many have said this, but it's his tweet specifically that pointed this out to me. This means there is now no chance of Jaden Daniels to the Falcons.
Right.
Which is huge. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. Nobody wanted to see that dude. Someone so beloved go join your arch enemy. And what if he had gone on to have success? He would have been Michael Vick 2.0. He would have been an Atlanta phenom, a U.S. phenomenon. So very pleased that he will not now be yes, I would, even though I don't know if Jaden Daniels ends up being good in the NFL, I would rather lose to Kirk Cousins multiple years in a row than even take the risk of Jaden Daniels being a beast in Atlanta.
That is completely fair. I don't think any of us wanted to see Jaden Daniels in that uniform and doing the things that we saw, like you said, Mike Vick do in that uniform, and just running down the field, pulling away from your defensive backs. And it will change the quarterback carousel in the draft, because we've been asking the question, how many would go, what would the order be? I still feel, 1, 2, 3 are pretty certain as far as the top 3 guys going in the first 3 picks. But now it gets interesting because Denver doesn't have to necessarily get to 7 now, because they thought maybe they'd have to jump in front of the Falcons. Now, if Denver wants a quarterback at 12, if the Giants don't pull the trigger at 6, then you can kind of stay where you're at, or at least you don't have to move all the way up to 7. Maybe it's you move up to 10 if there's another team trying to move up in front of you. So, the quarterback market in the draft is going to look a little bit different, and maybe it's J.J. McCarthy at 12, and then that pushes Michael Penix Jr. back, that pushes Bo Nix back, and so it will change it.
So a massive development in the NFC South. Baker Mayfield officially the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kirk Cousins now locked in with the Falcons, and obviously Bryce Young still in Carolina, which we can get to Carolina. They seem like a kind of train wreck of an organization right now. But if you're a Saints fan listening, there's a pretty objective argument to be made that you have the 3rd best quarterback in the division going into next season, and it is up to Derek Carr and this team, this offense, Saints, to try and change that perception. When we get back, what do y'all think? Get them in the chat, youtube.com/1045ESPN, the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. You hop in there, get your takes in. Is Carr better? Cousins better? Who's going to win the division? Are you happy or upset? Is it worth it to maybe suffer at the hands of a Kirk Cousins for a little bit if it means no chance of Jaden Daniels going there? We'll get to all this and more. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CentralPlumbing.org. CentralPlumbing.org. 925-8552. 925-8552. You got some pipes that are not working correctly, toilet won't flush, leaks, whatever the case may be. Any plumbing problems, you go to Central Plumbing. Take advantage of 50 years of experience, flat rate pricing. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. It's your one-stop plumbing shop, man. So what are you waiting for? Anything goes wrong, they got 24/7 emergency service. It's commercial and residential. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Go to that website today. You can see what they can do for you in the remodel game. Remember, it's not only in emergencies. It is if you're looking to upgrade. If you want to upgrade your bathroom, if you want to go tankless with a tankless water heater, they can do that for you as well. Pick up the phone. Give them a call today, 225-925-8552, and always online at centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Baseball at the box. Shay Dixon recapping a busy recruiting weekend and the latest in NFL free agency. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB live on site here at University Club. It is the Gerald Furr Memorial Golf Tournament. This benefits U-High Athletics, and we're very excited to be out here. Looking forward to a fun day of doing some golf. I'm going to read off a couple more sponsors to thank. Shout out Superior Grill Highland, Peterbilt, Louisiana, P&B Solution, Treshelle Law Firm, Falcon Winkler, Ren Jones Realtor. Okay, Jake, so I put the Cousins debate, and by the way, we're going to talk to Ryan Fitzgerald, who's the GM of the Nola Gold next for a quick check-in. We used to talk gold all the time here. Danny's been hitting me up. Danny's been doing video for the Gold, as has Ryan. They had their largest ever home opener or crowd for their home opener. They're 2-0 first in Major League Rugby right now. And if you've never been to a Nola Gold match, secret, sneaky fun to be had there. A lot of hard-hitting and drinking shenanigans. So we'll get there in a little bit. But, Jake, I'm in a group text with a bunch of the kids in Atlanta that I grew up with, right? And so I have put it to the group if they are happy about Kirk Cousins. And I could already tell yesterday when it was announced, and they seem pretty over the moon, man. This is a move where they have the feeling like this was their kind of final piece to put them back into the scene in a lot of ways. I think a year of watching Desmond Ridder be the go-to starter left them feeling some type of way. Yeah. And if nothing else, forget about Carr versus Cousins. Ridder versus Cousins is not even close. I mean, you might as well have 4X'd your quarterback play.
Carr Cousins, but that's a different conversation.
Bro, stop it. Carr Cousins is not nearly as bad as Ridder Cousins. Ridder Cousins isn't even in the same universe in terms of starter. No. You tried to roll with somebody who was not – whatever.
Heineke was the other guy, right?
What?
Heineke was the other guy?
Yes.
That was there.
And Heineke's only good – well, I don't know. I thought Heineke maybe was good, but he ended up not being good. So whatever. So it's a huge upgrade for them in that regard, certainly, going from Ridder. The funny part is, though, I have one of the people in the group is somebody who works in the NFL, and he's been working for the Vikings, and you can tell he's a little bitter because he says, yeah, but the NFC South sucks. So does Raheem Morris. So does Kirk's Achilles tendon, and so does their O-line, which Kirk is great, but he has the worst pocket presence in the history position and is terrible under pressure. Again, it's a bit of an embittered Vikings man right there. But it's just the other side of the coin. But yeah, the Atlanta
the offensive line's actually got some pretty good players.
The Falcons.
Yeah.
The Falcons fans, though, boots to the ground reporting, seem to be happy with this move. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you are going. I mean, all jokes aside, you are going from Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
To Kirk Cousins.
That's a big boy.
I mean, Desmond Ridder last year never did anything to excite you. I mean, he was certainly a back-end quarterback in the NFL, 28, 29, 30, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And that's just because you had some awful quarterback situations around the league, and you were going to get 1 year. You were going to get hey, you're a third-round pick. You're not a long-term answer unless you go out there and you wow us, and you didn't wow anybody.
Yeah, and he's, Kirk's 10, anywhere in that 8 to 12 range, I would say, in the NFL. So yeah, that's a huge, massive upgrade. Some of the other winners in free agency yesterday, you wonder one of the reasons why the 2019 LSU team was so good. We know about Joe Burrow. Of course, we know about Jamar Chase. We know about Justin Jefferson. We know about all those guys. Clyde wins Super Bowls. How about this? Yesterday, Damian Lewis signs a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Carolina Panthers, and Lloyd Cushenberry signs a 4-year, $50 million deal with the Tennessee Titans. That O-line continues to be one of the more and I know it's weird to call them underrated because they won the Joe Moore, right? But 2019 had such overwhelming, sexy, bombastic stats and skill stars that you don't really appreciate that. Oh no, okay, you had two O-linemen that just got paid $50 million apiece on there.
Yeah, and these aren't first-round picks. I mean, these are guys that went and earned that money, and they have been consistent their entire careers. Like D. Lou is somebody that is one of the better guards in the entire NFL, and Lloyd, certainly playing the center position, has been somebody that has been top 10 at the position his entire time. So, no, these are well-deserved, and, man, so happy for both guys. But Lloyd Cushenberry being a guy from right here, I mean, $50 million with $26 million guaranteed.
Damn.
At signing, $26 million. So, all of that team, that entire team, you look at Grant Delpit playing incredibly well, Patrick Queen playing incredibly well. I mean, look at these two offensive linemen that are getting paid. We know Joe, we know Jamar, we know Jets. All these guys are playing. Stingley playing incredibly well.
Yeah.
Right? And, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the only one, and Clyde looking for an opportunity to get a starting job back, and he's going to be a free agent. He's going to get signed to a second contract. And so that's like when we start having an argument of like 2020 Alabama versus 2019 LSU. I'm like, look at the players that they had. Like the year that Alabama had was a different year. It was a year in which they handled better than anybody else.
Yeah, asterisk.
But you start to look at this 2019 team and who they are at the next level. Like, you going to go Joe Burrow or Mac Jones?
Yeah.
Like, which one you going to go? So, like, this is
even
just
Devontae
solidifying
Smith
everything
is
we
falling
knew.
off. You're going to go Devontae Smith or any of the LSU receivers. I mean,
Yeah.
Terrace Marshall's the only one that he's better than.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Are there any other linemen? Is Sadiq still in the league
Sadiq's in the league,
anywhere?
yeah. Commanders, if I'm not mistaken.
And then Deculus wouldn't be-
Deculus is on a roster right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he signed to the practice squad.
Bro,
Is
there's
it the
no way
Jets, I
Deck
believe?
is still holding it down. I feel like his body's just got to be. I mean, he played 1,000,000 college games, dude.
Yeah, with a neck roll.
Shout out Austin Deculus, still holding down. So who am I missing? Who's the last starting guard? Who
Yeah,
am
he's
I
with the Jets.
disrespecting? Who am I disrespecting here? Who's the other starting guard? We had
McGee.
Sadiq and Deck on the outside.
Adrian McGee.
And who do you rotate with? Because he ended up kind of taking over the job for the most part. But remember, there was a lot
Was
of
that
trying to
Anthony
replace
Bradford?
him. Maybe it was Bradford at the beginning of the year. Is McGee in the league? I don't know. Either way, shout out to that offensive line. And shout out to Adrian McGee for the double kill shot against Vandy that year. That was awesome. Jake, was there any other NFL free agency news that really stood out to you yesterday? Speaking of guards, it felt like guard was one of the big winners yesterday. I feel like that's a position that traditionally kind of gets maybe ignored in favor of tackle, but it makes sense in that if you have a great guard, well, two things. First, I've always thought that a great guard is the key to really improving your running game, like kind of the key there. But also, the impact that they can have is wide-ranging because they're going to be on constant combo blocks with the center, and they're going to be constantly helping out with a tackle as well. It feels like guards getting a little more value this free agency cycle.
Yeah, and as Taylor reminds us, it was Ed Ingram that he rotated with.
Thank you. Okay, I knew I was missing something.
Ed is in the league,
yes,
as well with the
Yes.
Vikings there. And Bradford's in the league, by the way, too. And I think he was a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
He was the only one that we were like had any potential out of the backups. It felt like
Yes,
for
and
a while.
all those guys are in the NFL. It's incredible. Gar was a big winner, but you're bearing the lead. Running back. Running back was a big winner.
Oh yes, I didn't see the numbers, but I love their landing spots.
You got Austin Eckler, 2 years, up to $11 million. So it tells you a pretty incentive-laden deal there for him. You had Gus Edwards going to the Chargers. You had Barkley going to the Eagles. You had
That's
Swift
very
going
exciting.
to the Bears. I mean, you had a ton of movement for running back in day number one. And Josh Jacobs went to the Packers.
That's to say, Jacobs to the Packers and Barkley to the Eagles are the two that's like, oh wow, because they're going to be out to, they're like finally incompetent organizations, and they are going to be out for blood.
You had, so Joe Mixon got released by the Bengals, and they signed Zach Moss. I mean, there was a ton of movement there. I think the Packers, they let go of Jones. So, I mean, running back, so this was a good class for free agent running back. And so, like, those deals, I guess, don't shock me. How quickly they got done, that is surprising considering how we talked about the running back position and being devalued. But it also probably tells you how they feel about the running back class in the draft. They don't feel like there's an RB1 from day one type of guy in the draft. There's a lot of good running backs that maybe potentially Blake Corum and others, they could be that. But when you have this kind of movement, that tells you that they don't think they can go get a guy that can replace their veteran starter that they're losing or not wanting to pay. And so that's why you have all this movement.
Here's one thing that's interesting to me. Running back's a position nowadays, Jake, or at least whatever. I'm just thinking about this like kind of freestyle off the top of my head here. Back in the day, you could sign a running back that could be your engine to a championship, right? Be it like a Marshall Faulk, an Emmitt Smith. Like they could be basically the quarterback, and that they could bring you a championship. Now it feels like running back's greatest value, at least if you're a beast, like you might not be able to make a bad team good, but if you go on a good team, you can make them great. And I think that's where Jacobs becomes so exciting for a Packers team that is young and has a quarterback that looks like he's got it figured out. The Eagles, obviously, I mean, I know how they ended last year, but they were still 10-1. Like, I don't understand what the hell happened in the collapse because they were still really good, and now you had Saquon Barkley. Because I've seen Saquon Barkley make a Giants team pretty damn okay. That otherwise should not have been. It didn't have great quarterback play. Now you give him Jalen Hurts to team up with. Like, yeah, I think those are huge moves for both the Eagles and the Packers.
Yeah, and then Tony Pollard went to the Titans. That's another running back. He got 3 years, $24 million. So just another running back to add to the mix there. Yeah,
Taylor, how we feeling, dude?
I'm sure Taylor would have a take on. I'm sure he hates him. He hates everybody that plays for the Cowboys, even though he likes the Cowboys. Which one of those running back moves, though, T-Bob, do you like the most? Because you're right. Like, these are good players going to different organizations that they feel like they are going to be in a different spot in their career. Like Josh Jacobs to the Packers.
That's me. That's where I'm at.
That feels like
because the Packers,
win.
The Packers already ate like a $40 million cap hit last year. Still made the playoffs with the youngest roster in the NFL. Jordan Love figured out down the stretch was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL down the stretch, and now you give him maybe what's Josh Jacobs, top 3?
He's top 5 back. I think,
top 5. There
sure.
you go. Top 5 running back in the entire league. Like, yeah, that's you. Who did the Packers have last year running back?
There was either A.J. Dillon, and then they had Aaron Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, no, like this is. I feel like that's a huge win. I would say Eagles if they hadn't had that just complete and utter collapse, and now they've lost Jason Kelsey, and so the Eagles still, even though Landon Dickerson got paid yesterday, but Josh Jacobs and the Packers, yeah, that's the one that I think is the best.
Oh, this is tough. Oh, because Saquon Barkley is somebody that, like, you're just waiting for the explosion. Like, and you haven't really seen it to the level that we thought we would when he got drafted so high. And he's shown flashes, but he's never. But I also take a look at win rate on the offensive line. The Giants last year, 31st in the NFL. The Eagles first. Now, they do lose Jason Kelsey. You're right. But, I mean, that for him.
They still got Mailata. They still got Dickerson. They still got who's the other tackle one? Blanking. It doesn't matter. Their offensive line is still going to be great.
Lane Johnson.
Yes, thank you. God,
just
on me.
Just think about, like, him. He's probably, like, back there dotting the I, like, oh, God, these are dudes.
Yeah,
I get to run behind this offensive line.
The Giants are incompetent. The Raiders are the literal NFL definition of incompetent.
Yeah.
And so I think both those guys have to feel like they escaped a bit.
Yeah.
Like, thank God that I finally got out of there. And I'm excited to see where they end up going. Here we go. Taylor says, letting Pollard go was the right move. The problem is Dallas did nothing in free agency yesterday and let their starting center sign with Washington. All right, when we get back, let's talk to the GM of your Nola Gold, Ryan Fitzgerald. We're out here at U-High for the Gerald Furr Memorial Golf Tournament benefiting U-High Athletics. So it's going to be a great day. Excuse me, right here at U-Club. It's going to be a great day, though. Happy to be here. Keep it locked. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Trash Rangers, Trash Bob in the house. You probably done seen me operate that beautiful $500,000 piece of equipment, and let's just say pretty damn smooth, in my opinion. However, they did decide that I'm not qualified to drive on your route. Luckily, they only hire real professionals that won't crush your cans and won't overshoot the mark and whatnot. What I love about Trash Rangers is they're local, and in just 3 minutes, you go to trashsignup.com, and you figure out your number of cans you want, you figure out your pickup day, how much it's going to cost. They text you the night before they come out, so you never, ever forget to put out your trash again, and they're local. So those profits, they don't leave the state like these national companies. They stay right here in Louisiana. If you're in Ascension or Livingston Parish, you have a choice. You choose Trash Rangers. Trust Trash Bob.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play. Looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any.
All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Use the sleeves of my sweater. Let's have an adventure.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Okay, right now it's time for a little blast from the past, dude. I feel bad. We haven't checked in a while on this team, but we used to talk about them all the time. And that is your Nola Gold, okay? The professional rugby team out of New Orleans. I remember going to a match a couple of years ago. It was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. The fifth quarter, the hard hits, the beers, everything. It was awesome. At the time, the Nola Gold were a young upstart, scrapping, fighting, pretty good. But here we are. They just had their largest home opener ever. They're 2-0, atop the table. They got a home match coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m. And let's talk to the GM of the No Gold, Ryan Fitzgerald. Oh, and remember, our boy Danny Cardenas now helping out with some video over there as well. Ryan, what's up, man? How you doing this morning?
Hey, Bob. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, man. Doing well.
Hey, okay, Ryan. So I'm just going to go full true circle here. Like I said, man, I kind of, whatever. Over the last couple of years, I've kind of lost my focus here in the Gold a bit. We need to bring it back. What's going on with the Gold right now, dude? It seems pretty exciting. How we looking?
Yeah, pretty really excited. Like I said, right now, like you just said, our home opener that we had actually two Saturdays ago, March 2nd, largest crowd we ever had, and then on opening day we just followed it up with another big W against Charlotte this weekend. So 2-0. First place in the whole league right now. Excuse me. Obviously, a long way to go. Getting on the road these next 2 weeks. Now we go out to Boston to play.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you're not at home this Saturday?
this Saturday, the next 2 Saturdays we go. We're home next again on April 6th against Chicago. We go 2 on the road here, right on the bounce to go to Boston to play New England Free Jacks. They're defending champs. They actually had a 13-game win streak snapped last week on their banner night where they dropped the banner and DC beat them.
They've been good, Ryan, because even when I was like, we were really following it closely, they were atop the table. So the Free Jacks, that's always a big boy.
Yeah, they're tough. They defending champ right now. DC just beat them at their place in Boston. We beat the DC on opening day, so it should be a good one. And then we go to Dallas, and then we have a bye weekend, and we come back against the Chicago Hounds on home on April 6th. So, exciting times. Well, then so we did the first mission. Defended the house. Defended the gold mine 2-0 at the house. And now we have to go on the road for 2 games here. So we'll get tested, but we're prepared.
And so this is the gold mine on airline, correct? Tell the people, like, okay, if I'm listening to this, I'm like, dude, okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, it's about to be spring. I want to go enjoy some nice weather, have some beers, watch some badass rugby, some big hits. Like, where am I going? How am I getting tickets? And then where's the games at?
Yeah, Trying on Airline, a.k.a. the gold mine, as we call it now, right where the, Baby Cakes and Zephyrs used to play back in the day. Yeah. Now it's all rugby. The dirt's been taken out of there since 2020. All grass. Great tailgate that starts about 3-4 hours ahead of time. I mean, last year I think I went to one of our games. We had a 7 p.m. kickoff. I think some guys were out there playing beer pong at 7 a.m. So it was outstanding. Extremely family friendly. An hour, 2 hours before the game, our guys that are not rostering that week are also playing flag rugby with the kids in the outfield. So you can bring your kids. I mean, what a better babysitting thing, right? Drop your kids off in the outfield and go get some beers while the players are playing flag rugby out there, with them. So there are bands every single time, before the game and at halftime. And like you said, your boy Danny, I stand in the back of the end zone a lot of times for the games to get that whole back to you. And there's Danny right there. He's probably hearing me barking the whole game. So Danny's been awesome out there videoing for us.
Yeah, and it's guys, again, it is fun, dude. Like it fills that big hitting football need. In fact, I remember I can't really fathom doing it, Jake. I remember going to watch it, and these dudes are just battling the amount of like broken collarbones, just no pads, smashing one another. Yeah. Wait, so Ryan, what's kind of like, who should we be on the lookout for? What's led to the early season success here? Who are the dogs on this team?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, so Corey Brown, our new head coach, he's come on as a new head coach coming over from New Zealand. He was a hot commodity for a while. He was coaching the World Cup for Georgia the country, that is. And he was on the rise, and we were able to scoop him up. And the clarity he gives, preparation, he's just, the overall clarity, preparation, the game plan. I mean, every single week in, week out, I think every guy knows exactly what to do, exactly what their role is, where they're contributing, and he executes. And he's just like, just ice water in his veins. Never too high, never too low, just steady Eddie. And he's been, it's been outstanding. Plus the players that we've added has been awesome. Jonah Mahu is, he's right there, probably going to get the team of the week for the first week. He'll probably get it again today when they announce it. He's a guy that can be up there for player of the year in the whole league, so from New Zealand as well. We're excited. The guys are playing physical. They're playing fast. They're playing violent. It's real fun for the fans. Like you said, even if you don't know every single rule about rugby, 2 hours nonstop action. Yeah. 40 minutes. There's a halftime, 40 minutes. And like you just said, again, you came back in the day, Bob, at Shaw. I think, we won it on kind of like a walk-off play.
Oh, it was awesome. Yes, no, it was like a last-second touchdown or a try right before the clock ended. It was like an incredible game.
It was, and I had a bunch of fans that were charging the field, and I remember kind of pretty much getting form tackle from behind, and I looked up, and it was your dad.
That was a fun day, man. The VIP experience was incredible. All the players from both teams then coming over and like warriors after a battle having beers together. It's one of my favorite rugby traditions. Ryan, well, okay, real quick, because we got it, but real quick here, you've put this team together. How do you engage in kind of global scouting and getting these guys to New Orleans?
Yeah, it's a process for sure. It's a never-ending process because with all the leagues around the whole world, there's not like football, for example, is a pretty much of a the exact same time of year, right? August till December, September to December. As far as high school, college are all the same.
Yeah.
Well, rugby a lot of times throughout the world as well, especially obviously over in New Zealand. There's different times where there's different leagues. So even though right now we're 2 games into our season. You're already starting to look, you're still continuing to recruit and scouts and everything like that for next year. So, just relationships you build with, other players, other agents, other coaching staffs from leagues around the whole world. When a guy's coming off a contract, when a guy's available, telling them about our culture here, obviously going from, Shaw High School and now that's the Gold Mine, which obviously around the league is one of the best, one of the best full facility stadiums in the whole league. We're there day in and day out. We're not just playing our 8 home games there. We're there every day. Our gym is there.
Oh, wow.
LCMC Medical is our staff. So our front office is there, ticket sales, the merch store. So that's a very, very big recruiting piece using the Gold Mine. And then obviously also now we're going into year 4 of the collegiate draft. So every August there is an actual college draft, just like the NFL, just like NBA, et cetera. So, and the college season is going on right now. So all those seniors will be entering into the college draft come August. So, long pathway, but a lot of times it's building relationships with, players that spread the word. And sometimes, just like anything, the player that is currently on the roster is the best voice for it, because as he recruits his buddy back up, puts in a word here, puts in a word there. It's good when you're, trying to, like I said, culture and treating everybody well always helps. And stadium and city of New Orleans does a great job of it as well.
Hell yes, Ryan. Well, okay, Free Jacks in New England this week, and then in Dallas against the Jackals, and returning home against the Hounds out of Chicago, April 6th, 3 p.m. back in the Gold Mine. Ryan, we got to get OTB out there for one of these games. I can't wait. It is time to return to the Gold Mine. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. We'll definitely be checking in again.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate the time. Keep up. See you soon.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later, man. All right. When we get back, let's go ahead and close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. If you need a new car, you want a Toyota certified used vehicle, or maybe you just want to rent. Cheaper per day rental price, traditional companies. It's all there for you at All-Star Toyota. Also, I want to talk to you about the Service Center. All makes and models welcome. Doesn't have to be a Toyota. Doesn't have to be from All-Star. What it does need to be is a car that needs some fixing, man. And they going to get you right. Whether it's just a simple service or you get an accident, bring your claim in. Mention OTB, get $100 towards that deductible. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
We've been telling you over the last couple of weeks, and it is now time for spring break in a lot of cases, and maybe even next week, you'll have that opportunity to reserve your vehicle, reserve it for your vacation. If you need something bigger, if you need something better on gas mileage, whatever it might be, even if you just want to save miles on your own vehicle, you can get that done. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today in that rental department. Get it reserved, and you can find all that information on their website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park in
The mirror's image.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Shout out Ryan Fitzgerald, dude. Senior Bowl NFL scout. And as chat is saying, I mean, that's a rugby-ass rugby voice, son. Like, that's you hear that voice, that's the man you want to tackle for. You know who I want to tackle? All these people coming out against Kim Mulkey. Bruh, I don't know what's going on. And to be fair, I don't know exactly how I would feel if she wasn't the coach at the school and if I didn't know her through getting to talk to her every week here and had it completely fallen head over heels with her toughness, her leadership, her swag, all this other sort of stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'd feel differently. I don't think I would, but I'm willing to say maybe I would. But that ain't the reality I live in. I live in the one where we do get to talk to Coach Mulkey every week. Yeah. And where I have watched her bring a national championship to the school that I support and cover. And I do have insight into how she treats her players and how much they love her and the just unparalleled ability to play confident and flashy and to be yourself and not hide your personality under a bushel. I don't know when the hell everybody got so soft. I mean, you got Mark Titus and Brandon Walker up here sitting here and saying, like, it's just ridiculous that she would say this. And Mark Titus said, she has 0 wins to me. 0 wins? What about what is it, 3 or 4 national championships at this point? 4 national championships, 0 wins? What are you talking about? And then Brandon Walker. Look, I know Mississippi State women's basketball, that's all y'all got, and y'all can't get over LSU now, but, like, you don't got to be that salty. But again, it's one of those deals where why are we treating the women's game with such kid gloves? Nobody acts all affronted and all clutching pearls and all just freaked out whenever men fight. I don't understand. I love and Coach Mulkey was trying to say, pick on someone your own size. But guess what? Go after Angel Reese because she'll beat your ass. She's a badass. And that's the point. It's a team full of badasses, and I love it. And I say lean into it.
I think Kim also won one, as Alondra pointed out, as a player at Louisiana Tech as well.
Yes.
So there's another championship for her. I don't get it either, T. I don't understand it. What happened, in this game, and I'm glad they officiated the game the way that they did, because these two teams don't like each other. These are two of the best teams in the country, and I didn't want a whistle fest. Now, did it get to a point where it was one step too far at the end? You got a 20-minute delay in the game? Yeah, sure. And I hate that if these two teams play again, it is going to be a whistle fest. They aren't going to allow them to get anything by. Like, it's going to be the first shove, and it's going to be whistles, texts, the whole deal.
Yeah.
So I hate that because
it's lame. It's
up
gonna
until
suck.
the point,
it's going to be way less enjoyable.
That's how that game should have been played.
Yeah.
And so now it's not going to be. Now it's going to be far less enjoyable. And, yeah, like every single take, and from people that we enjoy as well.
Hour 2 of OTB next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, Accutemp of Baton Rouge, all your AC, heat, and electrical needs, baby. Let's get into a beautiful day out here today, dude. But look, the point is, anything goes wrong, get Accutemp out to the home. Go look at the reviews. They say service to the highest degree. That's their core mission statement. I've toured their facilities, and it's everywhere, right? And they've done that special thing where that, it's not just talk, that culture walks the walk. And so when you work with them, that's the only way to really experience what I'm talking about. Speaking of storm season coming up, if you own a whole home generator, never worry about losing power, your family need power, well, you can get that from Accutemp as well. Go get a free estimate today. Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
You Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $17,500 off new 23 1500 Bighorn trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $17,500 off new Ram 1500 trucks. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like Vans custom.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Tuesday, March 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect cloudy skies with a high of 76. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll continue to talk New Orleans Saints and LSU football, and LSU women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey joins the show. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the University Club, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, happening, y'all? OTB, hour number 2. Woo, gonna be a big hour, y'all. We'll continue to break down a little NFL free agency. If you're just joining us, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. Get in the chat. We are out here at the beautiful University Club Golf Course. We are here for the Gerald Furr Memorial Tournament, which benefits U High Athletics. Very excited to be out here today. And guess what? We got Coach Mulkey coming on at 8:30 today. So look forward to that. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Going to hear from Coach herself. And, yeah, I mean, look, we touched on it yesterday. I don't know why the hive mind has decided to hate Coach Mulkey. I think there's a hefty element of people who like to decide how they view their entire worldview through politics. And even though I don't think we fully know anybody's, her politics, people have decided that they do. And if they disagree with them, they like everything. Like, whatever. You have people, and I hate to be the both sides person because even that conversation gets so tired. But there's just people all over the place now that just define every interaction they have with the real world through their political lens, right? And there's not a lot of give either way, and they're not going to support anybody who feels the other way. And online, especially maybe on something like Twitter, it maybe tends to lean, I would say, left. And so you just have large swaths of the internet that are like, Coach Mulkey's this or that, which, again, I think in light of her actions, her resume, what she's accomplished is absurd. But whatever, F him, middle fingers to everyone. What's the old Jay-Z line? Middle finger to the Lord, gripping my balls. That's how I feel about everybody hating on Coach Mulkey. Miss me. That's my queen. Natty champs. Suck it, South Carolina. You may have beat us 16 in a row, but you didn't lift the trophy last year, did you freaking bums? Because you blew it. You know who did it? LSU. And guess who you're going to have to deal with come tournament time? LSU. You won the SEC tournament. Who cares? It means nothing. Did that get you a berth? Get the hell out of here. You better, I know the Gamecocks don't want to see LSU again. I know that for a fact. It's hard to beat a good team 17 times in a row, okay? That is a sports truth, a basic sports truth. Yeah, 16's the cutoff. Lucky number 17 coming up next in the tourney.
Oh.
It is hard to beat a good team 3 times in a year.
It is. Very much so. The thing about it, though, honestly, is, and she'll tell us this in 30 minutes, she doesn't care.
No.
Coach Mulkey
nope,
couldn't care less about the things that are being said. Like, all she cares about is winning basketball games. And her team loves her, and her team supports her, the school supports her. And she's like the Coach Saban, the Coach K's of the world, right? Bill Self's got some of this now that Kansas is winning national championships.
Yeah.
I'm sure Skip Bertman probably dealt with this as well from other schools, winning all those national championships. When you're that successful, when all you do is win, when you win championships as a player and as a coach, people are going to be jealous of the success that you had, and they're going to want to be you. They're going to want to be your program, and just they're not. And Coach Mulkey continues to grow. Like, she did it at Baylor. Now she's doing it at a school, right, that never got past that Final Four point. Now, they made it 5 straight years, which was incredible. But as she said, like, those Final Four banners, that's not what we're shooting for. We're shooting for national championships. So she's successful everywhere she goes. As a player, coach, I've already said it. So some of it is because of that, I think, as well.
Yeah, so F you, nerds. That's how I feel about it, And you know what? You can catch these hands too. Cordoza, come, go after Angel Reese next time. Pick on someone your own size. Going after Flage. Get the hell out of here, dude. Now, Flage's brother, you got to chill, bro. Can't be coming out the stands.
Can't be coming on the court.
Can't be coming out the stands. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Can't even be doing that.
That ain't good either, okay? That ain't helping the cause whatsoever. And I feel you. Remember, my little brother was the literal first ever victim of a targeting call in NCAA history. It was Nichols, Oregon, to open the season. It was an 11 a.m. kickoff, early kickoff, and he went to slide and got lit up under the chin, knocked the hell out. And, yes, I almost fought someone in the stands, okay? So I feel you. Like, I know.
That's fighting somebody in the stands,
I know that emotion. I had to get out of there. I ran up the ramp as the cops were coming down. and snuck to a different part of the stadium to watch the rest of the game. So I feel you, but you can't run on the court. Okay,
if you do it in the stands, that's like gentlemen, you know. That's what you were doing.
Yeah. This dude, God, dude, still pissed me off. He's trying to tell me he was like an undercover cop and stuff too. Whatever, bro. Stupid ass Oregon fan. Cool.
You're undercover cop.
Cool.
At a football game against Nichols.
Yeah.
Congrats.
You're cheering the Nichols quarterback that just got knocked out cold on a cheap shot. You bum. My little brother played for the Colonels. Swords up. Actually, I had a lot of fun hanging out with all the Colonels players over the weekend at the bachelor party. Although they're just an absolute group of wild cards. I mean, you know how
from
it is.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and especially because they played at a time when Nichols wasn't that good, and so you know, I'm not. They still worked their butts off. They did everything everybody else does, but they also went hard off the field.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it was just a hard. It was play hard, work hard. You know, and we had that over the weekend as well.
Did we have an amalgamation of accents going on?
Oh yeah,
at this?
a little bit of everything. You know, kids from Atlanta, kids from all over down the bayou. You know, all swaths of South Louisiana. I'm trying to think. Am I missing? No, I guess it was actually just really Georgia, and all throughout Louisiana. Yeah. But yeah, north, south.
Well, I mean, as you know, throughout Louisiana, you can have 4 different accents
you can have
minimum.
Bilbo says Nichols students are probably the most tame of all Louisiana students. That's not my experience going to Roxas.
Let's think.
But I don't know. Maybe that's yours. You know, we're all just products of what we've actually had to happen.
I don't
to us
know.
in
I don't
life.
know that I would say Nichols.
Hell no.
Certainly not Northwestern State either. Louisiana Tech was a dry parish for a long time, and so maybe Louisiana Tech.
Yeah. Though, I mean, look, I guess it's one of those deals where at any college, kids are just partying their ass off 24/7, pretty much. You know, unless it's like BYU or Davidson.
What's Davidson? I know what it is.
That's like so I went to a Church of Christ high school, and we were basically like a feeder school to, I think, like Davison and like Samford, and I think they're like Church of Christ colleges.
Oh, shout out to Samford. They punched your ticket last night in the big dance.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hell
I think
yeah.
Like 26-4 or something like that on the year. Good team. Louisiana College has turned into Louisiana Christian. Alondra, that does not count.
I mean, I guess it does, though, right?
I mean,
Gulf South says Loyola students are kind of boring. I don't know. I'm not getting involved in this fight because any school you say is going to have somebody who went there who is a party animal and is going to feel disrespected. So do your thing, guys. Enjoy all your binge drinking. Just stay safe
Xavier's
and don't drive.
a Jesuit school. Again, that didn't count. Those don't count. Those private schools don't count.
Used to have okay. Back. Focus. No, Nichols is not boring.
Centenary and Shreveport might be a good answer. It's a hard school to get into. Academics just came back, so it was all focused on academics.
Religion. Before that, I thought you were saying. Oh, okay, never mind.
No, I don't think it's a religious school.
I thought you said seminary.
No, Centenary.
Okay.
Centenary.
All right. Let's revisit NFL free agency a bit. Just kind of reset the show. In case you missed it, Kirk Cousins signing with the Atlanta Falcons. We talked about it a lot to open the show. The Falcons and Saints now have a kind of a fascinating amount of parallels with one another. Only maybe the Falcons are a bit better in those parallels. They're like everyone else, only more so. I mean, you have Cousins and Carr, two quarterbacks that have been on the edge, but Cousins objectively better. I think Cousins' career record's like 78 and 72, and I think Carr's like 70-something and 80-something. So Cousins with a better career record, better career numbers as well. Both still kind of looking for that playoff success. You have Raheem Morris and Dennis Allen, two head coaches that did not do well in their first stop but have gotten a second chance. Raheem Morris probably has the higher upside as of now because we don't exactly, he hasn't had a chance. Like, Dennis Allen has gone and proven that he's still Dennis Allen. We haven't seen how much Raheem Morris has grown since he got that job at, like 30 years old or something back in the day. It was absolute insanity. You have Alvin Kamara versus Bijan Robinson. The two running backs think can still be really good, but Bijan, probably got the higher upside. And then you could even take like a Drake London and a Chris Olave. And if you get like a Brock Bowers, well, then all of a sudden it's him and Kyle Pitts. So Atlanta getting better. Are they the best team in the South, or is it still the Bucs?
The Bucs traded one of their starting corners to the Lions, so they've got a couple of holes. Devin White's probably not going to sign back there, obviously. I don't know. Mike Evans coming back feels huge for them. I think this is one of those ones I'd like to revisit after the draft because the Falcons now at 8, they become far more interesting because now we don't really know, and it could be a pick where, depending on who falls to them, like I think they could use another weapon on offense if you want to go all in on that side of the football since you're paying Kirk Cousins this amount of money. So, like, if they get a Dallas Turner on defense.
That's what I say, because offense is going to be such a run on quarterbacks and then receivers. You got to imagine there's going to be some value to be had defensively.
If Dallas Turner's there or whatever edge rusher they have as their 1A, 1B, and that player's there, I can certainly see them making a move because they've got some okay pieces on the defensive line, but they're all older. Right, so they got to get younger at that position.
So Taylor's done a good job of compiling some stats here, and it basically shows exactly what we're talking about. That Kirk is they're similar, but Kirk is better in pretty much every category than Derek Carr. So last year alone, Cousins, or is this last year? How many games did Cousins miss last year though?
No, so I did it like that's what they average for their career, like touchdowns to interceptions per year.
Cousins is 28 touchdowns to 10 picks a year. Carr's 24-10. Cousins' playoff record's 1-4. Carr's is 0-1. Cousins has had 7 4,000-yard seasons. Carr's had 4. They each have 6 double-digit pick seasons. Cousins has a career completion percentage of 67. Carr 65. Cousins has 91 fumbles to Carr's 87. Cousins has taken 304 sacks to Carr's 295. But then maybe most importantly, Cousins is 78, 70, and 2. 2 ties. That's funny. And Carr is 72 and 87. So that's really the big difference there. I mean, that's a pretty hefty difference in terms of win-loss. But, like I said, it's kind of like Carr, but more so and more consistent. I'm excited to enter the Carr Cousins portion of the storied Falcons Saints rivalry. It is kind of what this rivalry has always deserved in a lot of ways.
So if you're the Atlanta Falcons team and you look at their roster, you look at some of the pieces that they have, which player do you think has to be much better than he was in the past coaching regime for the Falcons to maybe go up another level? Because we talked about it. They've got talented players. They've got guys you drafted high, but they're still looking for some of those guys to hit their full stride.
Yeah, I mean, this is just chalk, but it's got to be Kyle Pitts. Just in that he is such a physical freak. He's such an outlier. Like, how you can't find ways to consistently produce with him. And maybe it's not on the coaches, Like, maybe it is on him, right? Like, I'm not saying that he's for sure awesome, but he was so good in college. And, again, he's such a physical freak. That's something that you cannot teach. Like, I have to fathom that with better quarterback play, somebody could put him in matchups where he could consistently win and you could find him.
Well, Morris takes the job. His first thing that he said was, if Atlanta had better quarterback play last year, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a good line. That's actually a really good line.
So that kind of tells you what he thought about the quarterbacks. If you're Desmond Ridder and you see that, like,
damn.
Well, I'm not going to be the guy. They're going to be me. So maybe if you're a Falcons fan, that gives you hope. Kyle Pitts last year, 53 catches, 667 yards, only 3 touchdowns, only 12.6 yards per catch. For a normal tight end, it wouldn't be bad, but for a Kyle Pitts, you expect that number to be higher. You certainly expect
those numbers, was that last year's numbers alone?
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually more productive than he felt from the outside looking in, Like, if you're going to tell me he goes for 53, 660, and 3 touchdowns with Ridder in their quarterback situation, I'm like, okay, well, Cousins makes him kind of significantly more exciting.
So his rookie year, T, he had 68 catches, over 1,000 yards, 1,026, 15.1 yards per catch, and again, only one touchdown. Though.
Is that with Matt Ryan then? Had to be, right?
Matt Ryan was retired last year. He was a Colt in 2022 that he was a Colt?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but who else would it have been, though?
Yeah, I think it would have been Matt Ryan.
Nobody else played quarterback well enough for the Falcons to get pitched to 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So there you go. Kirk Cousins is not full on Matt Ryan's level, but he's closer to that. So, yeah, if he did that rookie
certainly
year,
at that point in his career. Like, the thing about Kirk Cousins is, like, early in his career, like, he was sitting behind RG3. He got a chance to play, but, like, some of his best years have come in the last 3 years. So, like, he's still a quarterback.
That's true.
I don't know how much longer because, as we talk about all the time, like, one day it just drops off, it feels like, in the NFL. But this will be, like, at minimum, like, even with the quarterback play that he got that year from Matt Ryan, you would think. And so he did have 1,000
was that
yards.
Mariota throwing to him that year?
Oh, it could have been Mariota.
That's what Fitzgerald texted me just now. Shout out Ryan.
Mariota.
Maybe it was Mariota. Either way,
the years that Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan were Colts are all like a big blur.
Phillip was actually kind of a dog, though.
Yeah.
He had him.
They had Buffalo beating the playoffs.
Yeah. The one thing about Cousins is he is coming off that Achilles, you know? And he's the type of guy where he grinds it out, you know, like you don't got to worry about him not rehabbing correctly.
I don't know that he ever is grinded.
Well,
you mean his rehab?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know, bro.
Oh, that's
if
true.
you're
Kirko Chain's out there.
Kirko
You're
Chain's.
right.
If you're in a musical theater, he probably likes to dance a bit more than we're giving him credit for.
That's true.
Kirk's gonna be eating wings at Magic City, living life, bringing the boys out, bro. I can't wait till Kirk gets caught in Magic City with like 4 women tatted up, champs popping. All he needed was to get down south for a little culture.
Yeah, I mean, he was in D.C. at first. You know, a lot of cameras there. So many political things going on. You can't really get away. Everybody knows everybody's secrets in D.C. And then you go to Minnesota, and nobody really doing that in Minnesota. No, but this is the ATL.
Well, now he has hundreds of millions of dollars. So.
Well, he's had that.
Yeah.
I wonder what his total number has got to be.
Let's go, Kirko. Actually, not really. No. I can't like you anymore, even though I kind of liked you from the Netflix documentary. All right, when we get back, a quick segment, and then we'll get to Coach Mulkey coming up here at 8:30. Keep it locked. OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, I want you to go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, GEAUX Tommy's.com. If you need windows, doors, or siding, okay, you need wood or you need vinyl, hardy plank, it's all there for you at Tommy's. Any type of door that you need, okay, they are your one-stop shop. Now, you may be saying, well, T-Bob, why should I trust you? Well, Tommy's won the Angie Service Award for 7 years in a row, all 7 years since they were founded. But beyond that, this is how confident we are at Tommy's. Just make them one of the bids, okay? You get that tax return. You want to invest back in your home. You got a project in mind. Get in touch with Tommy's. Make them one of your bids, and through the process, see why they're different and why you want to use them. Go to GEAUXTommys.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, we tell you every single day, check out the testimonials. Check out their past clients and how happy they've been with Tommy's. You can also check out a gallery of the work that they've done. So many different things, so many different options, and what they can do for you. And like T-Bob says, that's windows, doors, and yes, siding. So check out the website. Go visit that today. That is GoTommys.com, GEAUXTommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard? Our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all?
Bo, we know we're back, Bo. We're talking weather here.
Chill, dog.
Chill out.
Chill,
man.
bro.
We know.
I've been doing this. I've been doing this 11 years now, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on
Relax.
10, Bo. We got 21 years of
Relax.
experience up here. You know, radio
Daily,
professionals.
Local radio. That's
regional. I tell you all the time.
That's why I woke up at
Regional.
6:30 today and came here. Got here a minute before the show started.
Oh, no, come on! You were like,
bro. It ain't.
6
Look, it ain't on.
minutes,
It ain't on
something
me.
like that.
I had.
Yeah.
Look, I had when I had the weirdest dreams last night. I had a series of what I would describe as nautical nightmares.
So no Bingville dreams.
No Bangville dreams. I don't understand them. I swear I dreamed 2 or 3 horror movies that were all set on the high seas. One of them kind of had like a dark comedic element. We were basically on like an old like Titanic type ship, ton of people, ton of families, ton of kids. And all of a sudden this one kid starts doing kind of like, messed up Child's Play start stuff. Like I step and all of a sudden I get stabbed by this pen, like almost like a tack, like a needle. I'm like, what the heck? And then I'm looking around. This kid's been planting face-up needles all over the place. Next thing I know, all the kids start to go crazy on the boat. And they're doing uber violent stuff, like they're killing people all over the place. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm just punting them. I'm talking like 8 to 11-year-olds, kicking him in the face, throwing him over the edge, just insane. And we got a 10-day voyage ahead of us. We can't get off the boat, and we're just having to beat up all these kids the entire time. It was weird, dude. It was weird. That one, again, kind of funny. The other one, not worth explaining because, dreams are never worth explaining. But I think I dreamed what could be a really good horror movie to the point where when I woke up, I sat there for about 10 minutes. I guess I actually woke up at like 6:10. somewhere around there, because I sat there for about 10 minutes and wrote it all out so that I don't forget it. It was some weird stuff, man.
So you got like a little screenplay going.
I have the ending of a movie.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out the run up, but I have the ending of a horror movie that I can see so very clear. It was just a weird night, man. One of those nights where I woke up sweating multiple times. Didn't really feel that restful of sleep. I don't know why. Normally that's why I don't take melatonin. Normally that's what happened, but I didn't take melatonin. I don't know. I don't even know I was dreaming about boats so much. Just a lot of boat dreams. No idea.
Yes, I would ask that question, but I'd also ask what made me dream of punting kids into the water.
No idea. These kids were just being evil and scary as hell, dude.
Yeah.
It was self-defense. I mean, again, it's funny to think about the visuals of punting all these little 10-year-olds. But at the time, I was legitimately scared. Like, I woke up sweaty. I'll tell you what, though. I took down a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying, bro? They didn't get me. I woke up before I died in that dream. I'm pretty sure in the last one I ended up dead, but I kind of fought my way out of hell into heaven. Really?
Yeah, I thought that was the thing.
Is that a thing?
I thought you couldn't die in your dreams. Yeah.
I mean, in my last dream, I definitely, by the end of it, realized that I had been dead for a while now, but I had made
like
it to
a Sixth Sense type of
kind of like something like that. Yeah, where somewhere along the line, or maybe that's just my interpretation of it. I don't know, because I don't know. It doesn't matter. Those kids were asking for it, though, Eric. I agree. They were asking for it, dude. They were doing crazy stuff. That little creepy kid putting those needles facing up so that people step on him. Get the hell out of here, dude. Get off the boat. I just remember feeling very anxious because I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to have to fight these kids for 10 days before we get to the New World or wherever the hell we were sailing.
Before we get to port, I'm going to have to fight these little zombie kids.
Yeah, these little zombie kids for 10 days. What are we going to do? Oh, no. Bilbo, T-Bob shirt tucked in. Level put it pressless, but I didn't want to witness. I'm in my golf attire, dude.
He's golfing later today. He took off of his afternoon radio duties to come out here and play a little golf.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I haven't played in about a year, probably since this time last year. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you want to golf with T-Bob.
Cool. What's that?
If you want to golf with T-Bob.
See, that's called good production.
Yeah.
Because if you want to golf with me, you should go to the 104.5 ESPN website, where, shout out our good friends at Central Plumbing, we are auctioning off a group at the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament. Remember, we talked about the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament a couple of weeks ago with Rev Business, and this is a tournament that sold out immediately. If you don't know what Dreams Come True of Louisiana is, it's my favorite charitable organization that I've been working with through the years, where everybody knows Make-A-Wish, right? This is the local version. They make Louisiana kids' dreams come true for them and their families, kids who are in families who are having to deal with the toughest of circumstances and the worst of hands. Dreams Come True comes together, raises money, and it's anything, Jake. It's sending them to like Super Bowls, to Disney, LSU. It's anything and everything. The point is, it's making whatever these kids who have been dealt the worst hand and are dealing with the realest of issues. It's making them and their family just have a bit of a bright spot within that struggle. Okay, so you could not find a more worthy cause, is I guess what I'm trying to set up. And right now, if you go to 1045ESPN.com, you can see it right there on the flipper. You can bid on getting this group, and me and you and 3 of your homies, so me and 4 of y'all, we can go hit the links, dude. Play 18 on Dreams Come True Day and have a good time. So if you want to help out a great cause, if you just want to set up a fun golfing day for you and the boys, and if you want to come slam a bunch of beers and other shenanigans with me, go ahead and get to the ESPN website and go bid. Thank you, Alondra, for reminding us. Coach Mulkey coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction. the most complete roofing company in Louisiana, most reliable and respected roofing company in Louisiana. And I keep telling you, any size job you need, Coleman got. Commercial, residential, don't matter. Any type of roof you're putting on, doesn't matter. Coleman has certified professional installers for them all. Anywhere in Louisiana, anywhere in the Gulf South region, guess what? Coleman does that as well. And then probably one of the coolest parts, it's not just the roofs, it's the interior. So like the example they gave me, if a tree falls on your home, they rebuild it from the inside and fix the roof. If during these recent storms you had some sort of water damage, insulation, drywall, whatever, they fix that and the roof. It's your one-stop roof and shop. They're the best, Coleman Roofing and Construction.
Yeah, go to the website to see where they can help you in the state of Louisiana. We tell you they work throughout the entire state, but if you want to find out that contact information for your portion of the state, it's right there on the website, colemanroof.com. Truly a one-stop shop, like T-Bob always tells you. It is roofing, but it's also construction. Find that online again, colemanroof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Right now, it's Tuesday at 8:30, which means we are lucky enough to be joined by the legend herself, Coach Kim Mulkey, fresh off a SEC tournament, which Tigers fought their way to the championship and have fallen to South Carolina. But a good showing, a shorthanded, tough showing out of the Tigers. Coach Mulkey, what's going on? How we feel on this Tuesday?
Well, we feel good. We are off yesterday. We're off today. We're off tomorrow. And we've got Poa doing better. She's recovering little by little. Angel's ankles getting better. Michaela's kind of been cleared to go play a little bit. So getting them all healthy, and we were very proud, or I was very proud. We played in the championship for the first time since I've been at LSU.
Yeah, I mean, Coach, you continue to kind of tell the future here, right? I mean, your goal each year has been one game better than last year, and once again, that ends up happening. One thing I was struck by, though, in that post-game press conference with you and Angel, I was struck by the confidence out of you two. I mean, you going so far as say, I mean, I wish we could crank this tournament up tomorrow. Now, I know the break is very beneficial health-wise, but what is it that you're seeing out of your team right now that has you feeling so good heading into the most important part of the calendar?
I think we're playing our best basketball right now. I think that we've improved tremendously on the defensive end of the floor. I think we're all kind of on the same page. I hate that we've had the couple of injuries with Poa, and it's not really an injury with Michaela. I just chose to be very proactive and not play her for fear that, her foot was hurting her. And, tweaked ankles, people play with that all the time, and that's what Angel did. She rolled her ankle a little bit, but it's just you watch improvement, you watch how they interact with each other, you watch that confidence grow, and I feel really good. We were shorthanded, and you get concerned that you're going to run out of firepower, but we really didn't. We ran out of time. That's it. We didn't run out of firepower. We ran out of time.
Coach, was there anything from the first game in South Carolina to the second game against South Carolina that you noticed that was different about your team? Because they certainly came out and there was that confidence that we're talking about against that team. I don't think there's any question about it. They want to go toe-to-toe with that squad.
Yeah, I do. I think a big difference was turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over at critical moments. We did have turnovers, but it was just, you just competed in the heat of the moment. You make a shot here, they miss a shot here, you do this, you do that. It's usually the difference in the game. And they made the shots and the plays to win it, and we were just right there. And we were in that same predicament in Baton Rouge, but we were just, I think we were playing on adrenaline because we were home. Mm-hmm. It was a different feel. You're really basically on their court in their backyard, and you're shorthanded, and you put up that kind of fight. Man, that felt good. It was just a good time to leave there and go, this is a great way to head into postseason. And some teams head into postseason on the high and playing good, and some you can kind of see aren't. And I just feel like we're one of them that's playing really good right now.
And, Coach, you know how we feel. I loved what went down Sunday in terms of toughness, in terms of taking no crap, in terms of having your teammates back. And I know that you are someone who does not engage with the outside noise. I know, right? Now everybody's saying, "Oh, how could she say that about Cardoza?" And Coach, do you stand by what you said in terms of basically pick on someone your own size?
You guys want me to keep commenting on that little? I don't even know what you call it. I don't call it a fight. I didn't see any.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I
Yes.
didn't see any fist thrown or anything like that.
We've gotten a little soft, Coach, I feel.
I just, I kind of feel like Dawn Staley does, she said it best, things like that happen. She wasn't going to get on her players, so I certainly wasn't getting on my players for anything. It just happened, and you keep playing and you move on. It's an occurrence that happens, guys, in sports. I mean, Maybe it's because we're women. It's not.
Okay, that's actually what I was kind of wanting to ask you about, because to me, I agree. You see that having a guys game, it's no big deal. It doesn't make headlines. Everybody moves on. Do you think this is still just a function of the women's game kind of growing and people having to accept that, hey, man, it's competition. Like, it's going to get nasty. It should get chippy. It should get physical.
I've said it many times. The attraction to our team is tough, beautiful women that play their hearts out. And tough is a compliment. And I don't know, T-Bob, I guess I grew up in a world around Dixie Youth Baseball and Pony League Baseball and playing with the guys in pickup games. That's just what it was. And I guess TV, social media and all that, I guess I can't find any other thing that draws as much attention, but it happens on the men's side, and we move on, right?
Yeah, and certainly in a rivalry game, Coach. I mean, LSU, South Carolina, you know this. I mean, y'all's programs have the same goal, and y'all want to go win national championships, and you're two of the best teams in the country. And so, like, when you have a rivalry situation, I know when I played against the Florida Gators, I knew what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be 60 minutes of us going back and forth, and there was going to be a little extra because of who the opponent was. And, like, some of that's just going to come when you have two great teams that are trying to go for the same goal and actually have a goal that they both can achieve.
Well, the last two national championships have come from the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that watched that game itself had to think, wow, these have to be two of the top teams in the country. We already know South Carolina undefeated and ranked number one. We started the year ranked number one. We had a few hiccups, and we've grown and gotten better, but we're still defending national champions until somebody takes it away. So there's a great narrative on each side.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing, what I would say, personal. I just compete. It doesn't matter if my daughter's coaching on the other side or who's coaching on the other side. You're taught as competitors just to lay it all out there. And that's what we're going to do.
And Coach, in the run-up to the South Carolina game, I mean, there was obviously the big Ole Miss win, but I felt like the Auburn game was pretty symbolic in that that's a team that got you one time, gave you a damn good fight the second time, and here you sit with this kind of postseason rubber match of sorts. Okay, let's settle this once and for all. I felt like your team made a pretty emphatic statement that, okay, it's time. You know, this is we're peaking at the right time.
I think you said a mouthful. Exactly. That is exactly how you gauge your team. Have we improved? And you just saw it through the course of the year. If you watch things that we needed to improve on, you saw it in the SEC tournament. And you saw it without being full strength.
Mm-hmm.
And that just tells me a whole lot that there's an unbelievable will to win. There's an unbelievable strength right now that missing Michaela and putting in Janae Kent and people who've been waiting and wanting their turn, they got their chance and they didn't disappoint anybody. And it's a feeling you get within the program and as a coach that something special is going on right here.
Coach, you mentioned you got a couple of off days coming up, and after a run like y'all made in the SEC tournament, and you've done this so many times before, will it be like the schedule that you've always used at Baylor here at LSU as you head into an NCAA tournament? Do you change anything up, you know, considering you're trying to get a little bit more healthy before you go into the tournament?
Well, I'll follow the instruction of the trainer and the doctors with POA. She's in concussion protocol. And so I've never had a concussion, and I hear it all the time, but I don't really understand it. I just look at them and I say, you tell me when, what, and where.
Yeah.
And so concussion protocol with POA. But we don't play guys until not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. And I'm pretty certain we'll be a high seed in the tournament. So that means we'll get to play in Baton Rouge. And so get your tickets, everybody. And if we win those two games, we'll be sent to either Albany or Portland, and we'll do the 3 days off here. Wednesday we'll have a little team gathering and eat some. It used to be crawfish, but with shortage of it and expense of it, I think it's going to be boiled shrimp and crab.
Damn. Sign of the times.
I know it. It's like, darn, are you kidding me?
I know. Well, it'd probably cost like $100,000 to feed the team, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, listen now, we can eat. I always tell my son, when you have a date, you better take a lot of money, because real women like to eat.
Hell yeah.
Those that pick around, no, we don't want to fool with them, but we will eat.
Coach, look, here, OTB, I got your back. We got your back. We'll go to the mat for you any day of the week. You're the best. You're beast. Kick ass this tournament. I love this team. Can't wait to see what y'all do, and I cannot thank you enough for coming on with us every single Tuesday here.
Guys, y'all are the best, and I am, as Papa used to say, I am what I am. I have no ill intentions. I have no agenda. I speak from my heart. I speak from my life experiences, and people like or don't like it. I have nothing whatsoever in my heart to harm anybody, but I fight like hell. That's who I am.
I love it. Absolutely love it. The realest in the business, Coach Kim Mulkey. Coach, thank you so much. You have a great week.
Take care now.
Thanks, Coach.
There you go. Legend. And you know what's so funny about that? She's so right in that she's like, are we so, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
It was a pushing match. You know what I'm saying? Like what are we talking about, dude? Why is everybody so offended right now?
It is wild, T, like how all the conversation nationally has gone to like strictly now Coach Mulkey. It's not about anything else, and it's just about the comments she made after the games. Like, we're forgetting about everything that happened before then to lead to that point. Like, right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm talking on both sides. LSU, South Carolina, the entire deal. But now that's the narrative. That's the conversation. That's what people on ESPN and other networks are talking about. They're talking about Coach Mulkey and not what actually happened on the court.
It still is, though. The women's game, still the forefront. Thanks to who? Thanks to LSU. So, oh, God, I hope they just go on a tourney run here, dude. I hope they get after him. Jetpack in the chat says McGee and Mintz are dead to me, not welcome around my tailgate. Did Mintz go? Didn't tell me Mintz didn't.
I don't know. I hope he did.
I'm gonna have to text Mincy. But you cannot be whatever king of Louisiana or whatever those Yankees want to call you if you're out here cheering for Ole Miss and you out here crapping on Coach Mulkey. Take a freaking lap. Make it a long one.
We're about to find out, because now I'm about to get fired up.
All right, when we get back, let's close that hour 2 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
K2Z window coverage. Go to ktocblinds.com. That's ktocblinds.com and see how they can help you and improve your home, man. And I don't care if it's a starter home of your dreams. All price points are available for Brandon Barton to come out there and let you know exactly what your house needs. And it affects so many different things. It's an outdoor living space like Jake had done. It can affect temperature control, the bug control, sunlight control throughout the day. Like, you don't realize the depth to which these window coverings, the right window coverings, can improve your experience in your home, your greatest asset. So go to ktocblinds.com today.
T-Bob, they came in, so I had the new shade there for the kitchen for some privacy, and they came in, and I timed them. This is a true story. I timed them from the time he took it out of the box to the time that he left my house was 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Damn.
He pulls the shade out. I mean, gets the drill out. Couple of screws here, there. Here's how it works. All right, we'll see y'all later.
Damn.
I mean, it's incredible. It is incredible how fast they work, and they're going to know your space. Go see them online, ktocblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It was a
humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Are we back? Yo!
We are back.
I can't hear you.
We are back.
We are back. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. We're going to be short here. Sorry, had to go along with Coach Mulkey because that's the legend, obviously. Yeah, again, I love everything she had to say. And it kind of confirms everything we already knew, which that woman is unapologetically her. She don't give a damn about what you think. And honestly, everybody's probably making too much of what was just a little scuffle. Ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal. Somebody should get the Barstool Boys a Rejuve discount code.
Although
I agree, dude.
Look, I think I got to stick up for Mincy because I actually saw he retweeted from Dave Portnoy. And
hold on. Have you read the article yet that Dave wrote here? Because I have not, but I do not know if I trust that title. What's it say?
If you have a problem with Kim Mulkey's post-game comments, you are a sexist.
If he means that sincerely, then I think there's an element of truth there. I just don't know if Portnoy's going to hit you with a classic kind of article switch after it's done. Oh, okay, wait, no, okay, never mind. So this was sent to you by somebody who did read. Okay, perfect. Never mind. Okay, continue. I know because I know he's come after Angel Reese before and whatnot, so I didn't know, and that kind of was a little weird that he did when, like, we don't go after guys for celebrating or whatever. So
yeah.
Okay, cool. Shout out. But also, I'm not giving Mincy credit for retweeting his boss. That's
true.
Portnoy can get credit if that's a serious take, and he's supporting Mulkey. But yeah, no credit for Mincy until I see him, or until I see how he feels on the situation.
Some of this stuff, like I need to stop reading it during the show.
Yeah, no, I know how that goes. All right, here we go. Hour 2 in the books, hour 3 coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon, get it done. 225-888-8888. 225-888-8888 is the number. Really, any area code, then all the 8s is going to get you to Gordon McKernan. Where Gordon McKernan's going to get you is what you deserve. If you've gotten in an accident and you need somebody who's going to stand up to the big insurance companies, not allow you to be bullied or run over, well, that's Gordon, man. So go follow him on social media at @GetGordon, and you can learn what to do, what steps to take to protect yourself in an accident and get what you deserve. Also, you'll see some great content with your favorite athletes who are on the G team. Get Gordon, get it done.
Go to that website, getgordon.com, and you can see past client results, cases they can handle for you in the courtroom, on social media to see what they're doing in the community. It's always going to be at @GetGordon. It's going to be the handle, again, on all major social media. And then we always tell you, no matter where you're at in the state of Louisiana, they can help you out. They can help you out today. Your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $17,500 off new 23 1500 Bighorn trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $17,500 off new Ram 1500 trucks. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, March 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 76. And hour 3 of today's show, we'll be joined by Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football at 9 a.m. And we'll talk some LSU football news. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the University Club, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Oh, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 3, Tuesday, which means we talk to Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football. New Orleans Football is the site. Go check it out. It's your one-stop shop for all things Saints, man. Got an incredible team with him and Mikey T, Brooke Kirkchoffer, everybody behind the scenes making it happen over there. Just hit 100K on YouTube. Go check him out. And again, like I said, I've been a proud subscriber for years now. NFL free agency kicking off, and not any big pickup news as of yet for the Saints, but a couple of contract moves, and obviously we'll get into the Cousins stuff as well with Nick real quick here. But first, Nick, tell us what – give us just like the quick rundown on what DeMario Davis's contract reworking means and what Tyrann Mathieu's contract reworking means.
Yeah, both of them save some cap space, keeps them around for another year beyond next season. They were both going to expire at the end of 2024. Tyrann actually took a little bit of a pay cut to stick around, and it was something that he was going to be willing. He was going to be willing to do that even without the second year added on. The second year just kind of, was an added benefit for him. Not a major pay cut, but I mean he kind of understood the situation, wanted to stay here, wanted to be, a team guy, kind of, I think, wants to finish his career here. And that was something that he was willing to do for the team. He almost ultimately ends up getting whole if he plays through that second season. But for both these guys, yeah, they're going to be part of the future. They got to make the cap numbers work for the team. So that seems like an easy place to go. I had heard some rumors they were trying to do it with Kamara too, so we'll see if that kind of plays out. He actually has 2 years left on the deal, but the last year was really, which is 2025, is he's never going to see it. He's never going to play through that. It was kind of just like a fake year tacked on at the end to make his average annual value go up to a point where it was the highest in the league at the time. So, I mean, sometimes you have that funny math on there, but he's never going to play through that year. So, I think they're trying to find a way there, too, to see, maybe if there's a way to get something done. And Remchek's another one that I think they're going to look at. And his base salary is $17 million. I think if they do something there, it would be to try to bring that number down. I don't necessarily know if it's to tack on more time or anything like that. I think it's just if they do something with that one, and it might end up being just a straight restructure. But I think there's a desire to kind of bring that number down a little bit.
When's the restructuring going to be done and the new signings maybe are going to start coming to New Orleans, Nick? Obviously, you had a lot of things you had to do for the salary cap, but can you see a wave of free agency where the Saints do bring in some players? I know handcuffed a little bit there, but when can you expect to bring in some new faces to New Orleans?
Well, they had Avonte Maddox visiting yesterday, and obviously he's had an injury history the last couple of years. I think he's only played in 13 games the last 2 years, or he's missed 13 games, one of the two. But yeah, I mean, he tore his pec last year, and then he had like a litany of injuries in 2022. He would be to play in the slot, provide depth maybe, and that's kind of interesting in its own right because the stuff with Lattimore is still kind of floating around out there. So if Lattimore were to get traded, I think you could potentially, if you sign him, put Avonte Maddox in the slot, move Alontae Taylor to the outside, and that's how you go about it. Or he's someone that could just be veteran depth, across the board. He's played inside and outside, much better inside than outside, but he could do both. So there's value either way with that. But either way, it sets the stage to where you have a guy then if you get the offer for Lattimore you like on June 2nd, you could move him and you aren't, chasing your tail, and you're set up to be able to kind of at least explore that opportunity if they sign him. And I think there's a want to get that done. It's just kind of a matter of how it looks health-wise and what the numbers are. But the restructuring, that's easy. Like they put this thing in everybody's contract, an automatic conversion clause. where they could just sit down today and say, we're going to restructure Ryan Ramczyk and do it. They don't even got to talk to him. It's already been pre-agreed to. Now, I don't think they do things that way. I think there's obviously a conversation, but it's set up to where they've already agreed to it, so they can just go do it. So I don't think that's a major hurdle. I think it's it gets a little bit slower when they're trying to figure out how to get some of this stuff done, but with different guys and the DeMario type deal, the Tyron type deal. So you can agree to terms now and figure that stuff out later. Even if you get a signature on a contract today, like you don't have to file it today. You can file it 2 weeks from now. You can sit on it and just kind of send it in when you send it in. So I don't think it's holding anything up. I think what we're seeing right now, this is the process of trying to get a cleaner cap. Like you aren't chasing major free agents. You aren't spending a ton of money. I think this is the cap cleanup. And to get the cap clean, you got to slow it down. And, it sucks. Like if you're going out to buy a house and you're 6 months away from buying it and you got a 640 credit score, you say, you know what, for the next 6 months, we aren't going to spend any money so we can get that score up to 710. Like those 6 months are going to be incredibly boring. At the end of it, though, you get the new house, but that's how you get the new house. You got to go through that process of just, boringness, nothingness, no entertainment, no Uber Eats, like no movies. Like you're just sitting at home watching Netflix, doing nothing, and that score is going up, and it is boring as hell. Like this is terrible right now. Like you're watching the whole league. Gardner Minshew got signed yesterday. They're in like the third wave of free agency already. Lonnie Johnson got signed. Like it's slim pickings. Like there's still some big names out there, but like the Saints aren't. I would be shocked if they get involved in them. And this is what it's going to be, I think, for a year or two. Like you get it clean, and then you are in a place where you can go out and you can be the Houston Texans and sign big name players and stuff. But like this is kind of where they're at right now. So I think this is the process of being competitive but cleaning up the cap at the same time. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be super exciting. It's not going to be it's just kind of Clint Kubiak's here. That's how they're going to try to get better, and we're going to have to see if it works.
Nick, let's talk about Kirk Cousins going to the Atlanta Falcons. It's kind of interesting. If you look at the Saints and the Falcons, in many ways now, they resemble one another, but you could maybe argue the Falcons like maybe a little more so. Retread head coaches, these quarterbacks that have been similar in a lot of ways, but Cousins has had more success than has Carr. Like a Kamara Bijan, right? A Lave Drake London. It's intriguing to see, and of course all the shared defensive DNA from Ryan Williams. Let's start with a very base question. Kirk Cousins on the Falcons now. Do you believe that makes Atlanta the favorite to win the NFC South? Should it still be the Bucs, or do you think that the Saints still should have a say in that?
If he's healthy, I kind of like what Atlanta's doing. I do. And I hate to say it. But it kind of feels like they're the team on the rise a little bit. It is funny, though. It's kind of like you got, a Nissan Altima, Honda Accord, and a Chevy Malibu parked in the driveway. And there's a bike in the garage. It's kind of like it's like the whole mediocre, practical, like economy version quarterback that's the NFC South right now. So, yes. It could go. I don't think anyone has a massive advantage at that position. I think if they're all healthy, I think Cousins is the best one out of them. I like Bijan. Like obviously, I think he's someone that can be a game wrecker. I think they got a really good offense going in there too. They got the Rams offense coming their way, so I think that's something that's gonna benefit Cousins a little bit too. So yeah, it just feels like they're younger and on the rise, where it feels like the Saints are like kind of older in a sense. So it just feels like maybe they're trending the right way. But I kind of feel like they're all still they're all going to be packed in. I think it's probably going to be like a game or two that separates them. I don't think anyone's going to run away from the pack, but I do like Cousins' ability, and we've seen him change offenses and be solid multiple times. So I don't think that's going to be a huge issue for him. So yeah, I do kind of like the direction of their team right now. And if I had to place a bet today, I do think, and look, they're picking before the Saints too. So they probably, end up getting, the pass rusher the Saints want.
Yeah.
That's probably how it's going to end up playing out. So I think that, I think right now if I had to place a bet today, I think Atlanta's probably the favorite.
What about the Carolina Panthers, Nick? We never talk about them, and it looked like they had some talent on the roster last year. A lot of us liked Bryce Young. I know I did. I thought Bryce Young would have a much better rookie season. Dysfunctional, to say the least. You fire the coach. You fire the quarterback coach. Anybody that he knew, right, in his rookie season, you got rid of, I guess, to try to already hit reset. Like, are the Carolina Panthers incredibly far away? Like, where are they at right now? We know they don't have the number 1 overall pick. They gave that up for Bryce Young. Where do you see the Panthers?
It seems like they're just kind of. I don't see how they're going to be competitive next year. It just kind of feels like they're still resetting a little bit. I'd be picking up the phone to see if like maybe J.C. Horn's available. Like honestly, like they just trade Burns. Like I just don't. I don't know how they're going to win games next year. It's kind of still feels like they're tearing it down a little bit. Like you said, they don't have the pick. I don't see the hope. Like at least with like the Patriots look terrible right now. And they signed Jacoby Brissett, but like you can at least like, oh, they got the 3rd pick. Like maybe they'll turn it around. They probably won't, but like I don't see that even that glimmer of hope for the Panthers right now. So I have no idea. Yeah, I think it's a 3-team race, and they're gonna probably be the team that everybody else in the division looks at and they assume 2 wins. Now it's not gonna play out like that, but they are just kind of in that position. I think they're probably a year or 2 away from getting to where they want to be. I mean, the one thing I'll say is like Gideon Canales, I do like the work he's done. Like obviously he made Geno Smith helped Geno Smith become a viable quarterback, helped Baker Mayfield get to where he wanted to be. I think that, if he is who we think he is, there should be an uptick in what they get out of Bryce Young, but I don't know if there's enough around him at this point. Like they need the offensive line, they need playmaker, they need a defense. Like I don't know how they're going to win games next year.
Has there been Nick, has there been any – I know you're always in touch with kind of the whispers around the building, and generally in the offseason, most whispers right now are going to be like they're going to err on the positive side, but has there been any talk about how Kubiak's fitting in with the organization?
Yeah, I think everybody's like super excited right now. One of the things that happened that I thought was really good, like immediately, like right after you got hired, like I heard Alvin was in the building meeting with them and talking to them, and just, I think that's a huge thing.
That's the key.
I think that everybody is like, I think that there's an optimism where last year it was kind of like they were trying to figure out how to overcome some of the stuff, and it was just like, look, we can only go out and run the plays that are called. Like I think now people are looking around, players are looking around it, and there's a sense of hope that, hey, like this thing could work. It's the right system. It's the system that we've seen work in the league. Now, obviously, like this guy has to go out, call plays, design game plans, all that stuff. Like there's no guarantee of anything, but I do think that everybody is kind of, very optimistic about just seeing that uptick. I think there's a belief that it's going to make Derek Carr better. They kind of look at that last 5-6 game sample when they finally got the offense to where they wanted it to be, doing some of the stuff and thinking like, hey, like, if this stuff like comes equipped into the in the home instead of like trying to retrofit it and force it in with someone that doesn't really know how to, design offense this way, I think there's an assumption that things are going to get a little bit better there. I don't know though. Like I feel like they still need a better roster than they had last year. You see everybody else kind of making some moves. But yeah, I think they also think like Jamal Williams, there might be hope for him, like in a different run scheme. So getting a little more out of him at least. So, I mean, I think there's just a lot of things that they think are going to fall into place, but I think we gotta see it at this point. Like it's just tough for me to like, I like this offense. I like the system. I like everything about it. Like if I could have picked one before they ever did anything, this would have been it. And this is probably the guy that I would have circled. Like you just look at the pedigree and it's kind of shooting darts blind. Like you just look at the offense and pick like the highest ranking assistant that could leave the building, but like he's the guy that I probably would have went after. But I just feel too snake bitten over the last few years. Yeah. Like these things happen and it's like it's gonna this is gonna work, and then it doesn't. So I'm gonna show him proof point, but I mean there is a cautious optimism, I think, and I think the people in the building are incredibly excited about the direction they're going on offense.
Nick, I want to ask you about the future of Mike Thomas in the NFL. Like, where do you see him? And I know not obviously, like, it's not going to be in New Orleans now. We all know that information. Does he have a future in the NFL? Like, we were talking about it last week. I think we were talking about maybe the Cincinnati Bengals and, him and Joe Burrow being teammates there at Ohio State. Maybe that can make sense. Like, do you see him being a factor on any other team in the NFL next year?
I think he can be a factor. I think we've seen that he can still play. Like he unfortunately was on a 1-year prove it deal, and he wasn't able to prove it because he got hurt again. I mean, but until he got hurt again, I think he looked good. He looked productive. He can go somewhere and be productive. I think if I'm circling places, just knowing Mike, like I think Mike probably wants something that's at least, I think if you're putting down the list of things, something that's maybe familiar would be something that I think would probably be something that's appealing to him, and then also a team I think that has the quarterback and is ready to contend. Like I don't think he wants to go to a situation where he's playing with like Desmond Ridder or something like that. So
No.
I think top of the list. Like I think the Lions. Like if I were shooting blind again, like I think the Lions are one that would make a lot of sense to me because he's going to go there. He's familiar with the leadership, like the culture. It's going to feel familiar, and I think that's a place he could blend in kind of right away. But then beyond that, I think it's places where maybe even I don't know if Atlanta would make sense, but it would be kind of similar too. Like there's similar culture there with Terry Fontenot and Ryan Nielsen and all that. But beyond that, then I think it's probably a contending team where he can go, he can prove it, he can put up the numbers, and I think he wants to show everybody that he's still that guy. And I think doing it, with the team that's ready to contend with the quarterback that's kind of going to be able to get him the ball where he wants it. I think that's kind of what he desires a little bit. But the thing is that like has gotten confused, I think, a little bit, is that this was always a 1-year deal. If he's on the team, he gets $109 million in bonuses. So like he was getting cut. Like $109 million becomes guaranteed like within a few days. So it was always going to expire. Technically, he's going to have to be released, but to stay, he would have had to agree to stay too. You know what I mean? So like it was always like if they were going to continue this, it was always going to have to be approached like a free agent thing. There's going to be the process where he technically gets cut, but like it's not really actually getting cut. Like it was agreed to beforehand, and this is what they kind of do to manipulate cap. Same thing with Jameis, but they're both being treated like free agents right now, even though they're still under contract. They're negotiating with other teams. They're meeting with other teams. They're allowed to do that because these contracts do technically expire. So yeah, but like I think I think Detroit's one that kind of makes a lot of sense if you're looking at it and you're trying to guess, hey, like similar culture, all that stuff. Like I think Mike kind of needs that. Like, I think he likes that culture, the Sean Payton type culture, but I don't think Denver makes sense at all.
Nick, why do you think Jeff Duncan got so much crap from a lot of Saints fans after this? And I know you're saying like, oh well, some people are mad because they're trying to say like he painted like he got cut, but yeah, it was a 1-year deal. But at the end of that 1 year, it was a 1-year deal to see whether or not you wanted to stay together. So both parties still, deciding to walk away from another, you get lost in the semantics of it. But I felt like all Jeff did was write a piece that accurately laid out Mike Thomas's career, which was a Hall of Fame start with a kind of a very unfortunate crash of sorts. And I guess I was just a bit surprised to see so many fans coming out and being like, yeah, screw Jeff Duncan, when all he did was tell the story of Mike Thomas. And I get why Mike hated it, because it's a bummer of a story and it probably hurts really badly to have lived through it. But I don't know, man. I felt like that was all overblown.
I mean, okay, so like I didn't read. I'm not gonna act like I'm unaware of like what happened. I didn't read the story though, so I don't know exactly what was said in the story. But obviously, I've seen the reaction. Obviously, I've seen Mike's tweets. I mean, look, I'll use like a Star Wars analogy here, and it's not gonna be perfect because I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. But like, if you're kind of part of like the Rebel upcoming, and then there's the the dark side or whatever, like. The fans are kind of on this one side of it, and then it's kind of like the Saints are like the evil empire, and like right now, like Mike's the guy speaking to the uprising.
Yeah, it's like a proxy. It's a proxy war over Dennis Allen, is what it actually is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
like Mike's the guy standing up against this, so like they're gonna get behind him. Like, and I think that's just kind of what it is. And look, I don't know that it's like the way it's coming out is the right way, but like I do understand Mike's frustration with like the offense and that. Like I've heard this from other players in other ways that like, hey, look, we were here and we know what it's supposed to look like. We know how it's supposed to feel, how it's supposed to be played, how it's supposed to be done, how the quarterback's supposed to place the ball, like how the plays are supposed to be called. And it's frustrating for a lot of people. I don't think the way it's coming out is the best way though. I mean, I think some of that's it needs to quiet down a little bit, I think, for everybody's own benefit. And, Mike's going to move on. He's going to find another team. I expect him to be good. But, yeah, I think it's what you said, a proxy war over Dennis Allen is kind of what it is. And Mike's kind of become the face of that for the fans because he's the one guy speaking out and not, like, hedging anything. He's just letting it rip. And he's saying everything they want to hear, and it speaks to that.
He's definitely letting it rip, man, for sure. Hey, look, y'all, it is the NFL offseason. It's free agency. Draft coming up. You need somebody who's going to be your Saints insider. Make sure that you know exactly what's going on, and the team over there at New Orleans Football is the team for you. So sign up today. They're the absolute best. Nick, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
All right, we'll talk to you again next week. Holla, brother. All right. I still don't know what them salt things mean. Tiger Backwoods says Jeff Duncan does look like he likes them salt things, and I feel like such a nerd because I feel like I'm probably saying something embarrassing I don't realize.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're 35.
What?
That's what happens when you're 35, man.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so.
Your Jesus year is probably like the last year of youth, you know?
Yeah. Them salt things means amphetamines?
That's what I thought.
Like smelling salts or like Adderall? Like, what are you talking about?
I was thinking like Adderall. Or like bath salts at worst, you know?
It can't be Jeff Duncan likes Adderall. Maybe it is bath salts, I guess.
Maybe bath salts.
But again, I don't get the feeling that he does from that picture that Mike quoted. He just looks like a very normal white man. Like just like just tapping away, drinking some coffee. Whatever. Oh, well, none of this matters anymore. That is true. Technically, Adderall is amphetamine salts. That is fair.
It is also effective at times.
When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com, CommunitySteelCo.com. If you need steel, you need Community Steel. They're in Gonzales, Louisiana. They're local. They got the best price point because they go straight from the wholesaler to making their products right there in their facilities. You can tour the facilities. You can see the purlin, the tubing, the steel buildings, the sheet metal, any steel needs. You can see it all, feel it all, touch it all, and you get to know the live and local sales team, okay? It's not hard to see why Community Steel is a better option than the national guys. And it's the quality of the product, but mainly also it's the quality of the service and the relationships that you can form there. And go see it for yourself at Gonzales Community Steel Company.
Yeah, if you want to find out exactly where in Gonzales, again, we tell you every day, go to the website, top right corner of the site, click on Community Steel, it'll show you a map of exactly where they're located. And they've already been there for 2 hours and 22 minutes. So they are waiting for you to come check the building out. But if you can't get there, you can always call 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We are live here at the University Club. We're here for the Gerald Furr Memorial U-High Golf Tournament, which benefits U-High Athletics. Go Cubs, baby! That's right, baby. Is that what we do? That's what we do?
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we do?
Yeah.
Not like a...
That's Abilene Christian.
Go Bears.
Our Sikkim is Baylor as well in that video.
Yeah,
no, I think they throw at the U. Throw at the U.
Shout out, baby.
Yeah. We
Throw at
got
the U.
Hebers and Hesters at the U.
Oh, look at that. Pool opening up this week. Let's go, dude. Oh, wait. Am I crazy? Did LSU softball play Texas in Tiger Park
They
at
play
11 a.m. today?
in an hour and 33 minutes, yes.
What is that? Is that like number 1 versus number 3 in the country? Number 2, 3 versus in the country right now? Let's go, dude. Big miss by me that we haven't talked about that yet. I apologize. Get out to Tiger Park today. Remember, LSU softball undefeated over the weekend, sweeping Kentucky on the road. The dominant pitching and defense continues.
Texas, sorry, T-Bot, to cut you off. Texas is now number 1.
Now I feel like a jerk.
They took over Oklahoma.
God, we should have been hyping this up yesterday. This is a big miss on me. Actually, I blame Alondra, right? I mean, she's our resident softball player. She knows the most about the sport. Like, how Alondra wasn't yelling at us to talk about number 1 versus number 3 in Tiger Park. Alondra, do you want to answer for yourself?
I have no answer for this.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, get in the gym. Let's get it fixed. This is the one time I've ever been more upset with you than Taylor. So congratulations. I thought that was impossible. No. I'm obviously kidding, but in all seriousness, let's go Tigers, dude. That's awesome. 11 a.m. Yeah. Get ready.
A bunch of different
1 versus 3.
A bunch of different rankings. There's actually D1 softball has LSU as 2.
There we go. So we're calling it 1-2.
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's a 1-2 in Tiger Park. Go, Coach Torina. Let's go, dude. Also,
why 11 a.m. first pitch?
I don't know.
On a Tuesday?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. That's what I'm saying. We're kind of coming into this whole thing half-stepping.
Yeah.
So
hey, Jetpack, let us know why 11 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, as our resident, he's our resident Inside Info beat reporter. All right, let's talk about Decorian Moore and a little LSU football. Of course, spring ball going on right now. Still no major storylines to emerge out of spring as of yet. We'll continue to break it down as they go through the process of starting to shape this 2023 team. Is it 20? It's 2024, isn't it? This 2024 team. And come December, this 2025 class will be signing. Well, isn't it going to be during the SEC championship week now?
Yeah, it's moved up. Yeah. What the hell are we doing?
What was that, dude?
I mean,
not even a week after
we'll
or
change
something?
it, but we'll move it to a more difficult time.
That just seems insane. We haven't talked about that. Whatever, though. So they moved that date up, and that's when they're going to be signing. And right now, LSU is the number one class in the country. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. They have the number one player in quarterback committed in Bryce Underwood. They've got the number one running back in Harlem Berry. And they've got the number one wide receiver in DeCorian Moore. Well, DeCorian Moore is committed, but DeCorian Moore also just released a top 4 for whatever that's worth. And it's Oregon, Texas, Ohio State, and LSU. Yes, Moore is he is a verbal commit.
Mm-hmm.
But, Jake, I don't know if I'm going to frame him too much like that in my mind canon anymore when you're releasing a top 4 that has, outside of Georgia, probably the best recruiting schools right now in the country. That may be a little too much for Oregon. Like maybe I'm giving them too much credit. But when you're talking about Texas and Ohio State right now, Ohio State's right there with Georgia. That's been one thing that Sark has done very well at Texas thus far. And really, that's what Dan Landy's been so incredible with early on. So technically an LSU commit, but you're going to have some battles to fight as of yet for DeCorian.
I would assume, like this fantastic class, I would assume that 75% of them you're still going to have to really recruit like they're not committed. Because that's what this kind of class is. This is a very highly touted class. It's number one class in the country, and there's going to be schools that fight for every single one of your players. Now, the other 25%, they're like, I don't really give a damn. I'm going to LSU regardless of what you say. I'm going to LSU. I've always been, someone that wanted to go to LSU. And so maybe 25% of the class. But the other 75%, yeah. You don't think that Underwood's going to have suitors come at the very end and try to get – him across their finish line and not LSU's? I mean, that's absolutely going to happen. Barry at running back. I mean, all of these guys, because they're some of the top players in the country, these coaches aren't going to be like, oh, man, you committed to LSU. Okay, well, good luck. No, they're going to try to get that player to come to their school. And now they have more resources and tools. I'm not saying more than LSU. I'm saying they have more things they can offer these student athletes to be able to go out there and come to their school, as far as certain states have certain NIL deals where you can go ahead and get that done now. So it's not going to be one that is easy. It's not going to be one that you don't have, for these LSU coaches, some night sweats over. There's going to be times when maybe you've got to do your re-recruiting because the other team jumped in front of you, and so it's not going to be done until it's done. And that's just what this kind of class is going to be. That's what you have when you have number 1, 2, 3 classes in the country that you had committed this early in the process.
Yeah, and in case you don't know who DeCorian Moore is, right now on 247, he's the number 1 wide receiver in the country, number 2 player in Texas, number 4 nationally. On Rivals, it's, again, number 1 in the country, wide receiver, number 1 player in Texas, number 4 nationally. And on 3, number 1 wide receiver, number 1 in Texas, and number 3 nationally. So as big of a on-field win, Jake, as it would be nearly as big of a win symbolically. If you were right after the Longhorns got back, if you were to go toe-to-toe and take their top consensus player out of their state. So a lot of fight to be had in terms of more. What will the receivers look like? How will Nuss look? Everything else. But I'll say this, Jake. I trust Cortez Hankton, And I love LSU's pedigree when it comes to receiver. Texas, a little Johnny-come-lately with Xavier Worthy and A.D. Mitchell having the year that they did. LSU's been producing NFL receivers. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on going forward. The top 4, he did say, for whatever it's worth, he's shutting down all communication outside of that top 4. So if he's being honest there, at least there isn't like a Georgia in the mix or anything like that anymore.
I think the one school that you're really fighting against is Texas. I think it's Texas LSU.
Yeah.
I think those are the 2 options that he has. And, again, like, you'll fight to the finish. You'll have to get to the finish line, and that's just what it's going to be. All these top players are going to have a second school that you have to fight against.
All right. When we get back here on OTB, get some of your comments. Keep it locked, youtube.com/. Hit the like button, y'all. Please the algorithmic gods who rule our existence. I do want to remind you about the MMR group. Of course, it's the largest electrical and instrumentation company in the entire country, and they're headquartered right here in Baton Rouge. But they've got offices all over the globe, and they do incredible projects all over the globe. And if you want to ignite your career, if you want great benefits, if you want a dynamic culture, MMR is there for you, okay? And it's a variety of positions. So if you're a student seeking internship, I would start to explore these pathways with MMR, like the construction manager program. There's a lot of LSU that goes right into what they're looking for. If you're a seasoned pro that's been at it for a while, or if you're just beginning your career, again, have the conversation with MMR. You won't regret it. The campus is unreal. And again, you could get sent on adventures all around the globe. So what are you waiting for? Apply now at mmrgrp.com. That's mmrgrp.com. What is Brian LaPlace talking about Lance Hurd here? I don't see it. I just see AKA Lance Hurd, but I don't know exactly.
I guess he means with teams continuing to be able to offer different things. Remember, like, this was a situation where LSU looked at where they were and looked at what it was going to take, and they decided that what they had obviously was better, and then what they had coming in was going to be good enough not to use the resources all at that position.
Yeah. I mean, that was like a salary cap thing of sorts. And it's what it is. Avo says, I'm talking about they're having a conversation, but he says, Bama not being in the number one wide receivers top 4 represents a changing of the times. Yeah, I mean, again, like, the big winner in No More Saban and No More Jimbo remains LSU geographically, more so than anybody else. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I want to remind you that today's show is brought to you by All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Every day's show is brought to you by All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. And they're actually, we talk about it twice a day because they believe in the show, and I believe in them. And I would love for you to check out the new Toyotas, man. If you need a new vehicle, you're looking to lease, whatever. If you want, if you're getting a new car, you got to explore the hybrid options, bro. It is so insane how much money you save on gas, how far it goes. It's look, at the end of the day, you're not going the full EV route where you got to worry like charging stations or anything like that. And they got the best prices with the best sales team over there at All-Star Toyota. So head over, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, I think that there's so many options over there. You need to go see them off of Airline Highway because it's not just like one midsize SUV, full-size truck. It's multiple everything. Everything that they offer, there's multiple options in that same realm. So if you want to check out the minivan like T-Bob and you want to check out the hybrid feature, if you want to check out those midsize SUVs or 4Runner, the Highlander, whatever it might be, go check it out. Find it all online as well at allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB live here at U Club for the Gerald Furr Memorial Golf Tournament, benefiting U High Athletics and everything that they do. Go Cubs! Shout out. Kodak. What was it? Yodak Barabucci says, here's my top 4 equals scratch me the biggest check. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if there, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's what we would all do, right? I think you'd be kind of remiss if you didn't play to people who want to hire you for your services, if you didn't leverage them against one another and try to maximize your payday. Now, it's not the end all be all. There are certainly other elements at play, such as like paths to the field, geographic location, maybe compared to your family. Are you looking for your biggest payday now, or are you more putting your thumb on the scale for something like development, right? Because like a Cortez Hankton scores very highly in that regard in terms of producing NFL players and whatnot. So I'm not saying it's the end-all, be-all, but, I'm also not going to fault the guy if that is his end-all, be-all. It's like, did you read the Chris Lowe article about the Alabama coaching search that he came out with about a week or two ago? It was just an inside look into like the 49 hours after.
I don't think so. No, I missed that one.
After Saban retired, and credit to Greg Byrne. I thought Greg Byrne actually handled those 49 hours very well, and it's interesting to hear that, over a year ago he met with Saban, and Saban basically, he didn't tell him I'm for sure retired, but he said, like, look, you need to start to get some ideas about what steps are going to be next. But in that, Nick's talking about one of the things that he's saying, look, this is not the only reason, but one of the things that kind of had him feeling some type of way, to paraphrase, was that here they just had this great year, where he says they improved more than maybe any team's ever had. They nearly beat the national champion. First, he said he was a little upset by what he saw in the locker room after the game. A lot of helmet slamming, a lot of kind of salty, like, man, instead of kind of, winning with class, losing with class. But then he would go on and talk about how, and then they're doing exit meetings, and everything is about playing time and payment. And that's just different than what he has been used to for much of his career, and he made sure to say, I don't want you to think this. He made sure to say, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it is different for me, right, and it's no longer kind of for me, and I think that's pretty level-headed. it's not a right or wrong thing, but it is unquestionably different, but it's also normal. Again, any of us in our job, if we could leverage 3, 4, 5 suitors against one another to double our income, 99% of us would.
So I can tell you this, Coach Saban, one of the things that he hated more than anything was someone wanting him to promise them playing time. To say, hey, you're going to start at running back, or hey, you're going to start at edge rusher from the very get-go. He hated that. He wanted you to go out there and earn that. Like, that was something, even in recruiting, when everybody tells you that, like, he was adamant when he was at my house and other people like, hey, here's the plan for you. Here's how it's going to work out. We are not guaranteeing you any playing time, but here's what you have the opportunity to go and do. So, I could definitely see that being something that affected him as much as, like, how much you going to pay me conversation.
Yeah. He did not – I think he was just kind of taken aback by the playing time thing for sure as well. All right, when we get back, let's close out the show with a little Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Cold Coors Life is here at Tilton Blue Moon Lot Sky Citrus Sweet.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Whoa. Good song. I haven't heard that in a long time. Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, y'all. Brand new sponsor here on OTB, and we love having Pinnacle here, man. First off, if you go to pecbuilt.com, prepare to be blown away by the gallery on their website, okay? They have built hundreds, if not thousands, of fences, pergolas, bulkheads, outdoor living spaces, outdoor kitchens. They can, entire homes even. Go look at the award they just won for their home they built. It's mind-blowing. We'll play you the video on some of the upcoming live reads. But what about pools? Pool season around the corner, and right now at Pinnacle, you go get one of those spec pools. You choose basically you can choose from a few different templates, and then you do a lot of detail work where you make it your own, and then within 2 weeks, you have a pool. That's turnaround. That's quality. That's Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
T-Bob, I'm telling you, like, when they were 2 houses down from me, I thought something happened. I thought that maybe they weren't moving forward with the pool. No, it turns out they were done. They were done with it. It was incredibly quick, and that is not just lip service. I promise you, T-Bob is telling the truth, and they are going to have it done in a timely manner. You'll be swimming, no doubt, this summer in your new pool, pecbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade, time just slips away. Some kind of hold on me, like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Time for a little Ask the Bench. Brought by Cold Curse Life here at Seltzer and Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. Ask the Bench. If you had a time machine and could have 1 hour conversation with anyone in history, who would it be?
That's a great question. It's a loaded question. It's a difficult question. Anybody in history?
I mean, FDR up there. Genghis Khan up there. And I'm just going to assume for the purpose of this conversation we can understand each other. Augustus Caesar, definitely up there as well for me. Those would be my three answers.
Douglas MacArthur, General.
Yep.
Douglas MacArthur would be like he was crucial in World War II.
Yep.
Give me some strategies. What were you thinking? Like, how did it play out? What was the thing? Because we think we know the thing that led to, you know, the West being victorious there. But like, what was like something that was so big, but nobody really shines a light on it? I don't know. Like that would intrigue me highly.
Is MacArthur the corncob pipe? Is he? I'm trying to remember. I'm getting my world. Yeah, right. I'm getting my World War II generals confused. I'm not. Ask the Bench. Don't you think there's only Mr. Old School says ask the bench? Don't you think there's only so much the public, and he's talking about college football here. Don't you think there's only so much the public will put up with before they check out? There's already enough drama in daily lives. Sports was supposed to be a nice getaway, not anymore. The only thing I would say about that is all ratings for sports continue to go up. So you may personally feel that way, but the public en masse is showing that they maybe like the drama or they just love football. It's one or the other, right? But I do get the feeling, Jake, like people don't love like even football fans get bored with like the NIL conversations and stuff like that, but they're still going to all watch the games when it comes to this fall.
Yeah. Every one of them. Like, even if you don't agree with any of it, like if you hate all of it, your favorite team's on, you're going to watch it. Like T-Bob said, the numbers continue to go up. Sports franchises at the professional level for every sport are way more valuable now than they were even 5 years ago. So it's not going anywhere, and they're doing something right.
Self-awareness is Benjamin Franklin's my choice. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Ask the Bench, how much money in an NIL deal would you have needed to transfer to Alabama?
Well, I mean, I literally waited for an LSU offer, and I had offers from all those schools that would be in the conversation. And as soon as I got the LSU offer, I tried to play cool, but I committed to LSU. There's not an amount of money. There ain't an amount that would have made me go anywhere else. It just is what it is. I waited too long for that offer and grew up in this state. And, you know, I didn't have the chance to come down to Baton Rouge and watch them all the time. We weren't balling like that. But when they were in Shreveport, we were out there at the Independence Bowl, you know, cheering like hell. So, no, it was always LSU for me.
And it's funny because it was always LSU for me. I was raised diehard. I was never going to go anywhere else. But, I mean, dude, I don't know. Somebody's going to pay me $200K more. I'd probably be really hard-pressed to say no to that.
I would bet on trying to get it on the other side. But
yeah, but, I mean, So, yeah, that's what somebody else said. Like, you're foregoing NFL money for quick money now. And it's like, well, I don't know if you look at the stats of how many guys actually make the league. Like, all these guys making hundreds of thousands here, most of them won't make the NFL. So it's kind of like, no, you're just trying to get money based on your abilities while you can, because most guys are going to be out. I mean, what does the NFL stand for? Not for long. We know that. We also know that you should head to Rejuve Me Medical, RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to get bigger, stronger, faster. You want to feel better, more youthful, like your best self. You want to fight the untreated effects of aging, such as facial aging, mood and memory problems, insomnia, weight gain, not seeing the results from your workouts that you used to. Get to Rejuve Me Medical, where you get a free consultation. They draw your labs, and your body tells them what it needs and is the guide to make sure you get what you need. So, RejuveMeMedical.com, restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Aspen, favorite sport athletes of all time. Athlete.
Chipper Jones.
Oh, who the hell is my favorite athlete of all time, dude?
Jacob Hester.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Definitely.
I knew it.
Definitely
knew it.
not Matt Flynn.
Not at all.
Not Matt Flynn.
Or
We
Will
love
Blackwell.
you. We'll see you tomorrow, or Will.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Buck.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.